trust the science. Boy, I don't trust them people as far as I can throw they butt. I'ma tell you about your little spit DNA test that is for entertainment purposes only. Now, what we want to see, I'm going to tell the Native Americans, I'm going to tell the indigenous so-called Mexicans. You can't be indigenous and Mexicans. Mexicans is a made-up term. It's a misnomer. We're going to keep telling y'all the same thing. Pull out them records, buddy. Show us. I want to see what they came up with your spit. Pull out some paperwork. Show us what you talking about. And since you want to trust your enemy so bad, show me one of your African cousins on there, Port City. Oh, and for the Mexicans and the Native Americans, show me when they dug up a mummy and they tested it and it said they got sickle cell. Show us that y'all got the sickle cell trait, because those are the Maya. We know we got the sickle cell trait. So somebody needs to stop lying over here, okay, buddy? Prove to us you're not off an orphan train, and prove to us that you come from Africa.
Listen to me.
Hold on, let me say something real quick, I'm gonna let you go. For the people in the chat, when he said that they do a spit test, you gotta spit in the tube. He swabbed the lizard's mouth and put the saliva from the lizard inside of the tube. That's how they get it from the lizard. Lizards can't spit, so therefore he took the saliva from the mouth and stuck it in the tube.
He surely did. I saw the video.
Let me tell you something, Port City.
Put it in there.
Oh my God. I wish I could just talk.
Yeah,
let me just talk this out. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Port City. Anytime when a man is on the currency or a female is on the currency, they are considered royalty. All right? Is that understood? Now, when you see a king on a dollar bill or currency, that is because that is theirs. Anytime when you see sharecroppers on the currency, that is because the land that they are cropping on is theirs. That is not a slavery thing. Nobody is going to take a bum off the street and say, put them on the currency. Yeah, that's it. Are you an idiot? What the fuck?
He was talking. You could hear the fear in his voice of the sellout. Like while he was,
the dude ran as soon as I popped up.
All I could hear in sense was just.
Hey, Tia. Are taking the swab, they don't do that. You have to spit in a tube and put that in a tube and submit that.
So don't you think he probably swabbed the mouth and took the saliva from the lizard and put it in the tube?
Hey, but look, y'all don't gotta believe me. It's okay. My second thing, real quick. I won't be on here long. Real quick. I want to show you guys, because David ain't here, right? David popped off real quick. David showed you guys currency, right? With y'all on it, right? I want y'all to know that this is slaves being depicted on. Yes, it is. These are slaves being depicted on Confederacy currency.
Why would they put slaves on currency?
Hey, David, when you go, David, I drop down for you to come back up.
Where David at?
Hey, where's David? Hold on, y'all. I got a question for Port City. I got a question for Port City. When was that article written?
That's all.
Port City.
There's David right
there. This
there.
wasn't an article. This was
as soon as y'all said
this was during the time.
Even Godly's laughing at you.
I'm asking, when was that written?
That's a good article, Port City. That's a good article. Yes,
CZ.
That's a good article, Port City. You got the best receipts on this platform.
CZ, can you stop yelling?
I'm out. I know I am.
Port City got the best receipts.
CZ, can you stop yelling? I'm trying to have a conversation. Look, now he dropped. I didn't even get a chance to ask him.
And you said go straight to the results, correct?
Yeah, I just was curious about your DNA results.
Okay. Your DNA assessment. Going to the results right now. Okay. My results, it says Nigerian, 38%. Cameroon, Congo, West Bantu people, 18%. Ivory Coast, Ghana, 14%. Benin, Togo, 10%. Senegal, 5%. England, well, you just interested in the African part, right?
You know, mostly, I just wanted to see what percentage-wise of African DNA is running through your veins, my brother.
Okay, it says 30. Well, we got that part. Okay. Nigeria, East Central 2%. And that's all I see. Oh, yeah, Mali 4%. That's all I see concerning the continent of Africa.
Okay, good deal, good deal. My second question was, how much Native American ancestry do you possess?
Well, according to Ancestry.com again, it says I have Indigenous American, Bolivia and Peru 1%, and Indigenous Americans, Mexico 1%. Well, less 1%.
Nigga, you got to be crazy.
All right, welcome to the debate. I am your timekeeper, Hoodoo Butterfly. We have Port City versus the Earth Speaks debating on the origin of people. Did life start in the Yucatan? Each speaker will get 3 minutes to introduce themselves. Then we will start the rounds. We are doing 2 rounds, 15 minutes per round. I will unmute myself and give a time check every 5 minutes to let the speakers know how much time they have. After the time is up, whoever is speaking will go on mute and allow the next speaker to speak. After the rounds are finished, we will allow for Q&A. So the first speaker, let me know when you are ready to begin and I'll start the time. If you do not use all of your time, let me know and I'll stop the clock and move to the next speaker.
Peace, family, peace, family, peace, family. I'm going to go ahead and start the intro real quick. We got Earth Speaks. Thank you, Earth, for taking this debate. I appreciate you coming in, and we're going to get this thing on the road. Everybody know me, Port City Vibes, African-Centered Consciousness. Tonight's debate was originally titled The Origin of Civilization in the Yucatan. After talking to Earth, the topic kind of moved around. We're talking about the origins of humans in the Americas. I think that's the bottom line. So I'm not gonna take too much of my intro time. I'm gonna let my brother come up here and get his time in as well. But y'all are welcome to come up here and support. If Earth got any fans out there, you guys are all welcome too. Just keep it, keep it cordial. That's all I ask. All right. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Peace, peace, peace to the tribe. Let's go. You know what I came up here to do. It's about to go down.
In just a few moments, we will hear from the most powerful black man in America today.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm putting it to bed. Let's go, y'all. Let's get it. You know what it is. Peace to my tribe. Thank you for having me. But you know what this is. Hostile takeover. I'm not playing with you, Port City. You know what this is. It's time to put this whole African thing to sleep. Literally. We tired of you monkeying around over in Africa. We tired. So that's all I got to say. Thanks for having me.
All right, well, who will start with the first round? Whoever's starting, let me know when you want to begin, and I will start your 15 minutes.
Earth, you can go ahead first.
You go first. You go ahead.
Oh, you don't want to go first.
Nah. I want you to go. You the host. You go ahead. This is your house. If this was my house, I would start. I would be eating you up already. I would have already started a long time ago. We wouldn't even be doing all this.
Ain't enough meat on your bones right now. You know what I mean? But so you want me to go first? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I want you to go first.
Sure?
Yes.
All right. Cool. Let's do it then. Let's go ahead and Hudo, just remind me of my time real quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and get right on into this. Trying to share my screen, family. All right, family, what's up? I'm not gonna waste too much time. This is me going right after Earth Speaks scholarship, right? Earth Speaks has been saying a lot of stuff that has been crazy, in my opinion. And we're gonna get right down to the bottom of it, like really, really quick. Before I get started, we need to know what hyperdiffusionism is. Hyperdiffusionism is a pseudo-archaeological hypothesis that postulates that certain historical technologies or ideas were developed by a single people or civilization and then spread to other cultures. Thus, all great civilizations to engage in what appears to be similar cultural practices, such as the construction of pyramids, derived from a single common progenitor. According to the proponents of hyperdiffusion, examples of hyperdiffusion can be found in religious practices, cultural technologies, and megalithic monuments and lost ancient civilizations. So familiarize yourself with the word of hyperdiffusionism. And I want you guys to familiarize yourself with the definition of pseudoscience. Pseudoscience consists of statements, beliefs, or practices that claim to be both scientific and factual, but incompatible with the scientific method. Let me repeat that again. Pseudoscience consists of statements, beliefs, or practices that claim to be both scientific and factual, are incompatible with the scientific method. Pseudoscience is often characterized by the contradiction, exaggerating, right, or unfalsifiable claims, reliance on confirmed bias rather than rigorous attempts at refutation, lack of openness to evaluation by other experts, absence of systematic practices when developing hypotheses, and continuing adherence long after the pseudoscientific hypotheses have been experimentally discredited. So I want you guys to understand what pseudoscience is. I need you guys to understand what pseudo-archaeology is. All right, before we get started, that's what you guys need to know. Pseudo-archaeology is also known as alternative archaeology, fringe archaeology, fantastic archaeology, cult archaeology, and spooky archaeology. It is the interpretation of the past by people who are not professional archaeologists and who reject or ignore the accepted data gathering and analytical method of discipline. The pseudoscientific interpretations involve the use of artifacts, sites, or materials to construct scientifically insubstantial theories to strengthen the pseudo-archaeologist claims. Sorry, I chewed that word up. Methods include exaggeration of evidence, dramatic or romanticized conclusion, use of fallacy, and fabrication of evidence. This sounds really familiar, right? When we start breaking these terms down, it points you to one person or a couple of pseudo people. Now let's talk about Earth Speaks. Now, originally, this debate was supposed to be the origins of civilization started in Yucatan. The Mayans started everything. A year ago, this is what Earth Speaks was talking about.
Like they were privy to, and they was not privy to this information. They got this information from our people, the Mayans had all of it.
Right here, he's saying the Mayans had all of it. I want you guys to take a really good close look at the book that he's referencing from, titled Queen Mu and the Egyptian Sphinx. He claimed that he only used this book one time, but there's several videos out there, family, that you and I have saw and have seen that he made suggestions that the Mayans was the origins of civilization, and they spread it into the Atlantis and all this other crazy pseudo information, right? Where the hell did he get this book from? Does anybody know? Well, this book right here, titled Queen Mu and the Egyptian Sphinx, was authored by Augustus Le Plongeon. Who the hell was Augustus Le Plongeon? This white dude right here, family. All of the stuff that we hear from Earth Speaks pertaining to Yucatan, pertaining to the Mayans, pertaining to the Atlanteans, all came from this dude right here, Augustus Le Plongeon. Let's learn a little bit about him real quick. Now, Augustus Le Plongeon was a British photographer, archaeologist who studied the pre-Columbian ruins of the Americas. He was a Mayanist, right? He went down to the Yucatan. While his writings contain many notions that were not well received by his contemporaries and were later disproven, Le Plongeon left a lasting legacy in his photographs documenting the ancient ruins. He was once the early proponent of Mayanism. Mayanism is in the belief that the Mayans started it all and circumnavigated around the world to create other civilizations. This white dude right here said it first, family. I want you guys to know, all right? Moving on. Augustus Le Plongeon was an amateur archaeologist, right? Amateur archaeologist with the camera, pretty much. Him and his wife Alice spent close to 12 years investigating the Yucatan, right? Such sites as the Chechen, and forgive me if I'm chewing these words up, but either way, he spent a lot of time trying to document stuff, right? And he had this pre-notion that the Mayans started civilization. This is the same stuff that Earth has been preaching for a long time, right? Now, he might change his tune now, but, you know, once upon a time, he was all on this. Now, right here, this is an article from the University of Mexico. This is a scholastic article. It is titled it's titled Augustus Le Plongeon, A Fall from Archaeological Grace, right? By Lawrence Desmond. This article talks about why was Augustus Le Plongeon a pioneering Mayanist who renowned having made the earliest thorough and systematic photography documents of the archaeological sites in the Yucatan, later regarded by archaeologists as no more than a troublesome eccentric who proposed preposterous theories about Maya. That's what he was. Another article from the New York Times titled The Cradle of Civilization, right? This is a big ass question mark. This article says the Augustus and his wife, it talks about how they went to the Mayan civilization and they studied. This is around the 1800s. This is when the development of photography was just now coming out. So you will see some awesome pictures that he took. It's like he went down there with an iPhone and he just started taking pictures and he started making up these stories. It says early Maya archaeologists were a colorful early archaeologists. I'm chewing my words up. Early Maya archaeologists, you know what I'm trying to say, were a colorful lot, no more colorful than Augustus and Alice Le Plongeon. Mayanists with a simple vision. The Mayans were the founders of world civilization. So before you heard it from Earth, you heard it from Augustus. He was a Mayanist. He was an amateur archaeologist who attempted to try to tell the world that the Mayans were the founders of the world civilization. History has not treated the Le Plongeons well. Their contemporaries wrote them off as cranks. Modern critics have called them misguided and romantic. Same thing we're saying about Earth today, right? It says by the time that the exhausted couple returned to the United States, the last time in 1884, Queen Mu, and the Choctaw were already a joke in archaeological circles. Quite apart from Augustus Le Plongeon, imposterous and quarrelsome personality, his diffusionist views of the Maya civilization conflicted with the conventional scientific view that the American Indians originated in Asia. A generation earlier, he might have received more sympathetic hearing for legends of the mound builders and the ancient voyages to the Americas were in vague. But now he confront a scientific establishment made up of veterans of the field. expeditions in America far west who based their thinkings on more sober assessments of the past. The La Plejons were ignored. They were ostracized. Their response was to withdraw into their own world, searching for every shred of evidence they could find to prove the Egyptians' connection with Maya. So they died believing some shit that wasn't true, right? What artifacts did he pull up out of the ground? We got to know the earth, right? Dirt. I mean, right? We got to know the earth, right? We got to know the dirt, right? Earth. I said that crazy. But anyway, we got this artifact right here that Augustus pulled out in the 1800s, right? If this is titled, right? You can find this artifact at the Met Museum, right? I was there. Now, this artifact is dated between 800 and 1250 CE. That's how old this thing is. So Augustus didn't know that. When he pulled this out, he thought that this was the cradle of civilization artifact right here. He thought that these artifacts predate anything in the world. He was clearly wrong. We look at an incense burner. Now, this is an incense burner, right? This incense burner was the earliest record of the Nubian kings, right? This particular artifact is 3100 BC. So how the hell is this old? Like how family? How in the hell this artifact that we're pulling out of the Yucatan can predate this, right? So Augustus had it wrong, ladies and gentlemen, and Earth Speaks got it wrong. Now he's gonna try to say, well, man, I ain't talking about that no more. And that's well, you went on a whole campaign. You wouldn't have gotten as many followers as you did if you wouldn't have never talked about this. All right. Now you can find this incense crystal burner at the Chicago Institute, right? This dates back between 3200 and 3200 BC and 3000 BC, right? This comes from the 8 group. This particular group predates the first dynasty of the Egyptians. So again, how are we pulling artifacts that's younger? Like how can this be older than that, right? So we're going to move forward again. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. How much I got on my time? Time check. Can somebody hit me on the time? Oh, y'all, I hope y'all hearing me, yo. Because I'm just going. All right, I'm going to keep going because I haven't gotten the time check yet. I hope y'all can hear me. All right, so this is Sacred Mysteries Among the Mayans and the what's that say? Quinches by Augustus Le Plejón. This right here is another page out of Augustus' playbook that Earth took. You'll see this particular image on some of his posts. This is where Augustus thought that he could decipher the Mayan script. He had no clue what the Mayan script was. He just wrote some shit down and literally made that up. And to be clear, the Mayan script, the Mayan script just got deciphered in 1950, I believe, right? So you've seen this image before. It says deciphering the Mayan script. The Mayan writing system baffled many researchers for quite some time, and the attempts at deciphering in the 18th and 19th century were unsuccessful. So how the hell Augustus writes a book in the 1800s saying that he deciphered the shit, right? How can he write a book saying that he deciphered all of this when it wasn't until 1950 that the system was understood well enough to start a wave of decipherment that dominated the 80s and 90s? So we just now finding about what the Mayans was saying. All right. Artifacts. This is a Mayan artifact. I took this image myself at the New York Met Museum. I was there about 2 weeks ago, right? A quick search at the display tablet will tell you exactly the time specificity. This says 700 CE. Again, these artifacts coming out of the Yucatan are younger than the oldest artifacts that are coming out of Africa. All right, family, make no mistake about it. I was there. I seen this for myself, and I'm showing you exactly what this thing says. All right, family. So where we at real quick? Oh, this is my favorite right here. Now we got Mr. Speaks. He's in New York. And he's going to tell you exactly on this wall about some beans and some maize and some squash and all of this other stuff, right? I went to the same museum and it didn't say none of this shit he was saying. I'm gonna play a little bit of it.
Cain, the Sennacherib, the plant angel, is doing just that. But these depictions were done in success.
Now you notice he don't read anything of what it says at all. Earth, we cool and everything, but you got to read some of these things, man. Like, just don't go to the museum and make shit up. And I believe that's what you did right here. If you take a look at this thing, it said, this is a picture that I took in the same museum that Earth was standing in. It don't say anything about a milpo planting system. It don't say anything about squash. Is that my time? What's the time on that, sis?
30 more seconds.
Okay. So yeah, this is me taking a picture of the same tablet of the same location that he was saying. It don't say none of that here, family. All right. This is me here at the museum.
All right. So this food, Earth Speaks, says this is corn, beans, and maize. That ain't what it says. That ain't what it says. That's major cap. Oh.
That's him again. So if I got 30 seconds, I yield my time.
Yes, time. And Earth Speaks, you're up.
He is clearly picking.
Let me unshare my screen real quick, y'all. Hang on, I'm stuck. Am I still sharing? How do I get out of this screen? Hey, sis, take me down if I'm still sharing my shit.
Am I up or what? What's going on? How we doing this?
Yes, you're up. Let me know when you're ready to begin and I'll start your time.
Okay, let me get my my picture together real quick. Let me get my pictures together. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I started your time.
Look, I don't know what Port City talking about, but listen, he want to go into a whole about what pseudoscience and this, that, and the third, and that I went over there and this, that, and the third, and I didn't read the wall. Listen, at the end of the day, the people who are reading that wall are a 6 genome sequence, which we will get into in a minute. The curators of that Brooklyn Museum are European 6 genome sequences, okay? The Africans had a 9 genome sequence. They found the 12 and a 15 genome sequence in the Americas. So me, myself, am a 15 genome sequence. They are a 6 genome sequence. The people who left that there, the pyramid builders, are a 15 genome sequence. They are not a 6 genome sequence. So how could a person who is a 6 genome sequence that has no blood ties to this and that is not even natural to the planet and can't be in the sun for more than 15 minutes, going to tell me about the ancient knowledge of the pyramid building. You brought up scientists, but this is what scientists left out. Because you always talk about African spirituality and this, that, and the third. But there are thousands of pyramids around the world, including 100 in Egypt, double that in Sudan, and dozens in the Middle East and in China. But the Americas have more pyramids than the rest of the world combined. Do you hear? I'll read that again. The Americas have more pyramids than the rest of the world combined. So I don't know if that's how that pseudoscience. This is their words. I didn't write that. That's an easy look up. You could look that up quickly. Look, let me zoom all the way in on this so everybody can get this. Excuse me. Let me zoom all the way in so everybody can get this. There are nearly 40 known pyramids on, this is Asia, right? Right? But not all are easily distinguishable to the human eye. They're covered with trees and grass like mounds, right? But there's only 40 of them on Asia, okay? And many date back 8,000 years. That's funny. That's real funny because the modern day people and historians and archaeologists that Port City and these they're the real pseudos because you're not really reading the information. And how is this pseudo? I'm showing you the documents right here because they say if you ask these people what the oldest, where the oldest pyramid on the planet is, it says the oldest pyramid on the planet is the Pyramid of Dozier. That is 2630. Now, I ain't the mathematician in the best mathematician in the world, right? I ain't the best mathematician in the world, but 8,000 years ago sounds like the Pyramid of Dozier ain't the oldest pyramid, by the way. By the way, Cholula. This is these people, the 6 genome sequence that's running around the planet, that this man is sitting here acting like we're supposed to be going by their science, and you're calling me, a person who actually has the blood grouping, pseudo. And I actually have blood that goes back to this stuff. So here we go right here. This is Cholula. This is the biggest pyramid, known pyramid on the planet. It has the biggest, not the tallest, but it has the biggest footprint. Now, they say that this pyramid is 2,600 years old. Okay, but this now listen closely. Listen closely. What they don't tell you is there's a pyramid underneath that pyramid. So they're saying that there's a pyramid underneath that pyramid. So they're saying that this pyramid situation, this whole complex is 2,500 years old, right? But there's a pyramid underneath that pyramid. Not just that, but there's a pyramid underneath that pyramid too. Not just that. There's a pyramid underneath that pyramid also that is attached to a sacred spring. Now, ladies and gentlemen, You ain't going to see nothing like that in no Africa. 4 pyramids on top of each other, and then somebody spin around to you that doesn't even have the DNA sequence to reach to this and tell you it's 2,600 years old. That is one of the oldest pyramids on the planet, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this out of Africa single origin model, this is their story. It says, out of Africa single origin model, it suggests that modern humans originated in Africa within 200,000 years from a single group of ancestors, modern humans, and continue to evolve, meaning that we turned in from Curious George, a monkey, into who we are today, pyramid building species people. So, and we did that, right? We did that within 100,000 years, right? And then we spread to the Middle East. Oh, God. But that's funny because this is marine isotope stage 6. And as you can see here, between 195,000 years ago and 123,000 years ago, the planet was locked in an ice age known as marine isotope stage 6, rendering much of the African continent cool and arid, unsuitable for plants and animals that Homo sapiens ate. Now, subsequently, they say in this study that, and you see here, we got over 2,000 pyramids. They say in that study that we ended up, during the marine isotope, we traveled all the way down to the bottom of Africa, and we survived. The ocean saved humanity. That's the rest of their theory, the Darwin theory. Darwin, another 6 genome sequence with a fried pineal gland. 80% of Europeans have a calcified pineal gland. Okay, we'll get into that also. That means you have no connection to the sun or the planet. But we're going by people acting like people who have calcified pineal glands and acting like they could, by some chance, be able to decipher these ancient things. It's hilarious, to say the least, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the next thing. Excuse me. Let's get it. Let's keep going. Let's just keep going, man. I'm just going to keep. Now, these people always want to talk about go get a DNA test, right? It's funny. Oh, I got a DNA test and it says I'm part of the Mandinka tribe, that I'm West African. Hilarious. You cannot test your DNA to the you cannot test your DNA to the ground that you're standing on, ladies and gentlemen. Meaning you can't test your blood and say, yo, the ground, I'm going to take a ground sample and say, do I come from this ground right here? I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. This is a document. Because if you took a DNA test and it told you that you were West African because you come from the Mandinka tribes, they lied to you. They lied to you. You see? Because the Mandinka aren't even West African, ladies and gentlemen. This is a document about the Great Mandinka Migration. And it says this expansion was a part of creating a region of conquest. According to the oral tradition, the Mandinka people, this migration began in the later part of the 13th century, ladies and gentlemen. So now, I would love to know how in the world, if you took a DNA test and it said you are part of the Mandinka tribes, how are you West African when the Mandinka ain't even West African? The Mali and all of those tribes are not West African. So what are you talking about? Go get a DNA test. You see? Now, when we getting in my next segment, I will be getting into what the real story of the Sumerians and the Olmec and how these people don't know what they're talking about and literally spend a lot of money trying to hide you from you. And they have people like this come up here and do these little charades. But I will tell you, after I present these things and show you that all of these things are a fallacy. Nothing comes out of Africa. This is the motherlands. We're going to get into the motherlands and what that means in my next segment, because there's very profound knowledge that needs to be spread on this planet, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening. They're going off of, we're literally, they're calling things pseudoscience. When you are the 6th genome sequence, you should not be teaching anyone anything. When you ask them about how we built the pyramids, they'll just tell you, I don't know. And then they'll get their brush out and start brushing off bones. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Oh, but I deciphered the Sumerian hieroglyphics. I deciphered them. That's what they'll tell you. I deciphered them. How did you decipher them? You don't even have a connection to the planet. You don't even have a pineal gland. How could you decipher what? Wow. I yield my time.
All right, he yields his time. He had 40 seconds left, so I'll cancel that. And Port.
Round two.
Please, somebody answer these questions for me. I just want to be educated.
So this round 2, right? We going in?
Absolutely, round 2. Because let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, sis. Give me a minute before you start the clock on me. And I'm gonna pick up where I left off at. All right, family. Thank y'all for all showing up tonight. We got 190 people in the building. I think some of your folks showed up tonight, Earth. That's what's up.
I know they did.
I
got
know.
more people in here. I got more people than you do in here.
Probably do. The pseudo collated tastes good. You know what I mean? That's pseudo collated.
So let me ask you a question. Those documents that I put up, those are pseudo to you?
What? Well, like your whole thing.
I just want to ask you the question, man.
Your 6 genome stuff is pseudo to me. Yeah.
So you're telling me that's not a proven fact that Europeans are a 6 genome sequence? I'm not even getting into nothing else. Hold on. I'm going to get into those questions later. So because it's a proven fact, dude, it's a proven fact. It's a proven fact, though. We know that. Everyone knows that the Europeans have a 6 genome sequence, my brother. It's not something that we even have to argue about, my brother. I'll show you. It's easy to do.
I hear you. Hold that
Well,
thought.
you go ahead. I
Hold
ain't
that
gonna
thought.
take it. I ain't gonna take your time. I ain't gonna take
It
your
ain't
time up
started
because
yet.
that Mandinka migration, that great Mandinka migration right there broke your back.
Oh, really? Oh,
that
all right.
broke your back. How are you West African? How are you West
I
African
got you now.
if you migrated to West Africa?
You done
If those
fucked
tribes
around and you gonna
migrated
find
there?
out. You know you done fucked around
Answer
and you
that
gonna find
question.
out.
Answer that
I'm
question.
about to show you all. I got you.
Every
right,
one of those tribes in Africa have a migration story. Every one. Every single one of them.
We'll talk about it a little bit.
I don't have no migration story.
Yeah, you got to know the dirt.
We don't have none. Yes.
All right. So I put my man down. I'm gonna go ahead and get my my stuff started so we can keep moving. But yeah, we can talk about all of that, yo. I just gotta figure out where I was at. All right. All right. Y'all seeing my screen? Can everybody see my screen? I can't. Let me see. Y'all should be able to see this. All right, cool. Sorry, my bad, y'all. Okay. All right. So moving forward, round 2. Let's go. Now we talked about I'm gonna skate to one song and one song only with this. All right. He was claiming that the Mayans started everything. I got videos of him saying it. We caught you saying it, my brother. So to be clear, the Mayan script was not deciphered until 1950, family. This is a photograph that I took right here at the Met Museum. This is a woman, a Mayan queen trampling her enemies. If you can see below her feet, her enemies are right there. This particular artifact is dated dated 702 Common Era. Okay, so again, all of the artifacts over here. If life started over here, why don't we have any artifacts that's old, right? Everything that we pull out of here is young. It don't go back. No, it doesn't go back, but only a certain amount of time. This is him telling you about beans, maize, and the whole milpa planting system in Brooklyn Museum. And I'm telling you, family, it didn't say any of that. It didn't say all of that. It reads right here that it doesn't say anything about that being corn. And not at all, family. It really doesn't. It says the Assyrians' palace was decorated to overwhelm the ancient visitors with the king's power and to reveal the supernatural world where the kings existed. The relief is in this gallery decorated the vast palace of Assar-Nasir between 883 and 859, one of the greatest ruins in ancient Assyria, completed in 879 BC. This is in present-day Baghdad or Iraq. They were carved with majestic images of kings, divinities, sacred trees, magical beings called apocula, and inscriptions. Apocula had human bodies with wings and either human, eagle, or a fish head. The Assyrians believed that the apocula, if I'm pronouncing that right, survived a mythical flood to serve the king. That's all it says. That's all it writes right here. It don't say anything about a milpa plant system. In the Assyrian cosmology, it doesn't say anything about a damn milpa plant system. This is me again at the same museum that Earth was speaking at, and it doesn't say any of that. It don't. No corn, none of that. Here's another image right here. This is what I'm talking about when we talk about pseudo scholarship. Now let's listen.
He is clearly picking that maize.
Yeah. Another thing I might add, where a lot of people fail to see.
1 second before you go, I'll let you. Before you go, I want to just finish up. You can clearly see him picking that maize, and there is the squash and the beans.
It didn't say that at all, ladies and gentlemen. It didn't say anything about a milpa planting system or that milpa planting technology in Assyria around that time frame specificity. So I'm calling pseudo on this, all right, family? When you was up there in New York, you walk right past the Met Museum, because in the Met Museum, there's a exhibit titled The African Origin of Civilization. Damn it. The African origin of civilization. It doesn't say the American origin of civilization, the Yucatan origin of civilization. None of that. It says the African origin of civilization. This whole exhibit was dedicated to our brother in West Africa, Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop. So I'll be damned if anybody gonna shit on his name while I'm on this live tonight. All right, family? So when next time you go to New York, make sure you go into this museum in the Met, and they will have a collection of African artifacts titled The African Origin of Civilization. Now, we talked about Kemet. He says this is the black dirt. The black dirt, that's what Kim meant, right? It's over here, not over there. That's bullshit too. This is a close-up of a hieroglyphic at the Lux. This is the image of the Luxor obulus, right? Or the Tekken, you know, depending on what you want to call it, right? But this is what is on there. This says Kemet, not anything that he's saying over here. This is Kemet right here on the walls. This is me in Kemet pointing to the same damn sign that says Kemet. All right? This says Kemet. This is at the Ramses temple complex, right? In Africa, not in no goddamn America. So show me this over here in America, and then we can have a decent conversation. It don't say none of this over there. All right. Now he like to say stuff about the Americans fed Africa, right? This is another source that you pulled up right here. I took a screenshot of it. It says crops from the Americas.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Thank you. Crops from America saved millions of people in Afro-Eurasia from starvation. He likes to say we were starving to death over there in Africa, y'all. The extra nutrition provided by the potatoes, the maize. He loves some maize, the corn, right? American corn caused the world population to rise. When? After 1500. You're taking an article that dates around the 1500s. This was after Africa has been colonized, my brother. What is you talking about? This is after Prince Henry and the Navigator came through to West Africa and wreaked havoc on the African continent, right? So, of course, the population rose after the 1500s, right? That's despite millions of indigenous Americans who died from European diseases, right? So make sure y'all look at these screenshots and catch this shit, because I caught this thing right here. This doesn't say this ain't talking about antiquity. This is talking about our modern day time. And don't get confused, because we was eating really good in Africa, family. All of this, we were starving in Africa, and America had the whole golden spoon feeding us. That's some bullshit. This right here is an image of the rainforests in West Africa, in the Congo, the present day. Once upon a time, the northern part of Africa had vegetation as well. So this is a modern day picture. So to get the notion that Africa is not vegetated and all of that shit, that's garbage too. There's plenty of forests and a lot of tree coverage in Africa, right? Now let's look at artifacts that was pulled from Africa that predates anything that's in America. Family, what you're looking at is the Cartunda or the Katenda harpoon, right? This is a harpoon, family, that they found in Africa. Let's look at the dating. The artifact was estimated to have originated between 900 BC and 6500 BC, with numerous other analysts debating the bone to be as old as 44,000 years. However, the dating of this site was reevaluated, and it is now believed to be about 20,000 years old, dating from between 18,000 BC and 20,000 BC. The dating of this bone is widely debated in archaeological communities as the ratio of carbon-14 isotopes was unset by nearby volcanic activity. So what in the hell are we doing with harpoons in the middle of Africa in 20,000 BC? I'll tell you what we was doing. We was out here fishing, family. Have you heard of Lake Megachad? Lake Megachad was the world's biggest lake on earth, family, covering 139,000 square foot, right? In Central Africa. So we was fishing big fish, big food, what all of this, we were starving, waiting for niggas to feed us in Africa is some bullshit. Because we gone fishing over there. We fishing in Africa, god damn it. We fishing in Africa, god damn it. We're not starving in Africa. We are fishing, goddamn 20,000 BC, right? It was the world's largest lake on earth. I don't give a shit about the Mississippi right now. We are in Africa. Big fish. These are artifacts that's been pulled around there that predates anything in America, family. New scientists, ancient humans in the Sahara ate fish before the lake dried up. I'd be damned. I thought we were starving over there in Africa, Earth. I thought we didn't have nothing until y'all showed up with the big wooden spoons to feed us. Did you know the Sahara had fish? People think this shit was dry the whole damn time. No, we was fishing with harpoon points, family. This is the Ashango bone. A lot of people may have never heard of this. This is the oldest mathematical artifact in existence. Came out of the Congo. This shit don't come out of America or nowhere else on the damn planet. This is approximately 20 to 25,000 years old. Okay? It is believed that women use this to track their linear cycles. Okay, family? Now, Homo sapiens appeared in Africa about 200,000 years ago. It is clear today that Homo sapiens is the last remaining living hominid species, and the population have expanded into every corner of the world. Debate ranges, however, as to how this situation
5
arose.
minutes.
Okay, and whether Homo sapiens replaced the other species as they took over territories or interbred with them. So right here, this book is out of the book titled Evolution, right? And we talk about migrations out of Africa. The African group that left Africa was the L3 haplogroup. If it wasn't for the L3 haplogroup, the world would not be populated, family. Right? Check. Now let's look at this right here. This is from the same book, page 178 of the Evolution book, right? Talking about out of Africa. Did you guys know before 150,000 years ago, we wouldn't have anybody existed outside of Africa? If you look at this real close, it'll show you that the L3 group was the first lineages that exit Africa. And if you look at the date, this was between 180,000 years ago. Right here, you're looking at an image of all of the oldest remain sites of hominids and the collections. So we have human life all over Africa that predates anything that comes out of the ground over there in America. Homo Georgius is 1.8 million years ago. Homo erectus, 2.0 million years ago to 50,000 years ago, Homo erectus walked. Homo assessor, 800,000 to 200,000 years ago. Homo heidelbergensis, 500,000 years ago to 200,000 years ago. The Neanderthals, right? 300,000 to 28,000 years ago. Homo florensis, 18,000 years ago, and Homo sapiens, 200,000 years ago. Can you find us any bones, any artifacts? Can you find us any Homo erectus walking around in America? Fuck no. The hominids that you might find is Homo sapiens, and they're much younger than these dates that I'm showing you right now. This right here is a skull, one of the oldest skulls that was recovered out of Africa 300,000 years ago. This is a Homo sapien. This ain't no monkey bone. This is not a monkey bone. This right here is a Homo erectus. They were walking upright all over the damn planet way before they got to America. And I know what you're thinking. Well, just look at the monkey bones, right? You keep saying monkey bones. Let's look at what a monkey bone really is. To the left of me is a chimpanzee bone, a lower mandible jaw of a monkey, a gorilla, an ape. And to the right, that's a human bone. There's a big difference between monkeys and humans. And I don't think y'all niggas know the difference. The biggest difference is the CP3 honing complex, right? Let me repeat that. CP3 honing complex refers to the arrangement of the upper canine and lower third premolar that allows the back edges of the upper canine to sharpen or horn against the front edge of the lower premolar. Humans don't have this shit, all right? Now, in comparison, right, when you compare these monkey bones to the Australopithecus bone on the right, you're going to see who's who and what is what and who's the monkey and who's not. Comparison of the mandible's lower jaw bone of a chimpanzee on the left, right, and Australopithecus africanus on the right, right? The gap between the canine tooth, look at the tooth. Look, it's all in the teeth. And the third premolar on the chimpanzee mandible is part of what you call the CP3 honing complex, right? So as you can see here, the africanus mandible, the canine tooth is significantly smaller, and there is no functioning honing complex. This is the biggest difference between between monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees, and all of that monkey shit you be talking. We ain't no goddamn monkeys. So don't say
1 minute.
Unless you see us with the CP3 honing complex, you need to be quiet. Here's another illustration of the foramen, right? Because every human has one. Why, if we're the same, look at the dental anatomy. We are not the same. Stop calling us fucking monkeys, because we're not monkeys, homie. All right? Here's another one. Now we're gonna move on. A whole ice age. Show me artifacts.
30 seconds.
That predates the ice age. It was a whole ice age. Ice was covered all over here. We had 3.9 million year old skull artifacts that was pulled from Africa by this brother right here. The oldest artifact in the world was pulled by this brother right here, dating 3.3 million years ago from the Homo genus. My time up.
Time up.
All right.
He literally just proved my. Do I even got to be here? We're not monkeys, exactly. Yeah, you're right. And I'm gonna get into the oldest bones, because they found bones here that was petrified. They found petrified skeletons, straight up. And I'll show you the petrified skeletons, and I'll show you that it predates what their theory is that people migrated out of South Africa into out of South Africa with shellfish and grubs. So that's a whole fallacy, turned in from monkeys in 72,000 years with nothing. So when's my time start? You can start my time as soon as I ready to drop my picture. Okay. I'm ready. As soon as I drop my picture. This is easy work, man. Because if we're going to go into what he was talking about, that was horrible. What just happened right there? Whoa. Hold on. Why am I? This, can y'all see this picture? Are we, can we see my pictures? Everybody good? Somebody answer me that. Can you answer me that, timekeeper? Is this picture up?
Yes, this picture is up. Let me know when you're ready.
This, like I said, okay, I'm ready. This, like I said in the video that Port City dropped for me, thank you very much, my brother, because the 6 genome sequence got it wrong again. You ain't supposed to be deciphering this. That ain't no pine cone. That ain't no pine cone. Let me zoom in for you. That ain't no pine cone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna show you. This man is showing you it takes a certain level of spirituality. The reason why the 6 genome sequence, European scientists today running around acting like they know what this is. It's hilarious because they have no blood connection to any of this stuff. So how could you ever know? But because it takes a certain spirituality that they lack. Period. You're 6 genomes and you can only think to a certain level of spirituality. The 15 genome sequence made this. How could you ever think up to that, to know what they're saying? You have no idea. Zero. Because here, as you can see here, that's why Port City ain't getting into my blood grouping right now, because he knows that it's going to go bad for him if he does. Right here, let me take care of your Montel Jordan looking self. Port City. See what I'm saying? You could clearly see him picking that maize. That don't look nothing like no pine cone, my mans. It's clear. You want me to let me get all the way in. Let me help y'all out for the dingbats in the back. For the dingbats in the back, let me get all the way in for you. Just in case we got some real dingbats back there. I'm trying to get the zoom. Shoot. Y'all see it. You see it right there. There it is. That ain't no pine cone. He's picking maize. He's picking maize, period. And when you look at this very closely, when I'll zoom that in for you, you see this clearly right there. I'm going to zoom it all the way in so you can see it. It's squash and beans right there. What are you talking about? It's the same picture. It's right there. Maize, same picture. It's just the back end. They never show you this like Port City, but they got 6 genome sequence curators up there writing on the wall, just coloring on the wall, because you don't know nothing about this. But you see maize, squash, and beans. This is an ancient spiritual offering to the planet. It's how we connected to the planet. That's what we are here to do. Period. It creates the terra preta, as you can see here. Look, I'll show you. Maize, squash, and beans. Excuse me. Let me get it on there properly. Maize, squash, and beans. What are you talking about? It's right there. And it's the most ancient planting system on the planet. And I used this planting system to date back all the way into the giants, to when we were giants, literally, straight up. We wasn't descended from no monkey bones. And I'll show you, and I'll prove it to you tonight. Look, the maize provides the stalk for the beans to grow up. The beans provide the nitrogen for the soil. The squash provides the cover so the insects and the birds don't mess with it, and it holds the water. That right there is called the 3 sisters. That vibration makes the terra preta. This is what that's why I said it takes a certain genome sequence to even know this. Look. If you plant regular corn like they got Africa, this look like the African soil right here. By the way, out of the whole continent of Africa, only 16% of the whole continent has the soil has black soil. And only a fraction of that 16% gets the rain to support a crop to full maturity, my brother. That's what the Egyptians were saying when they asked them, where are you from? And they held up a piece of coal. They held up a piece of coal because it's the black lands. They're from the black lands. And that's what this does. See, a 6 genome sequence would never be able to get you here. Never going to be able to tell you ancient knowledge like this. That's how you turn. That's how you turn your soil from the terra firma, which is the hard land, into the terra preta. Right here, the black earth, or the black lands, or Kemet. They want to make it racist. Oh no, they were saying that they were black. Man, get out of my face. That's the 6 genome sequence that don't know what they're talking about. That's why it's very dangerous for you to listen to them. Here's the document on the terra preta for you. Here it is, right here. I want you to be able to get it, the whole joint. There it is. The terra preta is a type of very dark, fertile, right? Here it is. Known as the Indian Black Earth. All up in your face. So now they changing the wording, of course, because they don't want you to know that this is Kemet. But that's this the black lands right here. Africa don't got no black lands. Is you out your mind? Africa gets all its coal from us. Let's go into the coal though. Let me show you, because not only did I do that, and you see them doing that here. You see them doing that here, matter of fact. You see them doing the same thing. Now watch. I'll show you. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Because this is why the 6 genome sequence don't supposed to be teaching us this. You see? They're planting it right there. And you can see the bottom of it. They're standing on the planet. You see how they're standing on the earth there? And you see that planting system communicates with the planet. That's what that's saying. You don't know. You look at the wall. It says it's on the wall. It says this is a pine cone in a bucket. That's what it says on the wall. By the way, wrapped around that Sumerian's arm was this. Let me zoom all the way in for you, Port City, because you don't know nothing about this. You didn't retain this genome sequence. You ain't of none of this. Let me zoom in for y'all. What's that? What is that? It's 2 rams wrapped around the 2-headed ram. And the other ones had the naga snakes coming around his wrist. Now, where are rams native to, ladies and gentlemen? All rams. Huh? Desert bighorn lambs found in southwestern the United States, including Utah, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, Southern California. Now, I'm gonna keep going in on you. The milpa. Let's go. And I also showed the milpa planting system in the oldest forest on the planet. Scientists have discovered the oldest forest and its radical impact on life. Fossil roots helped suck up the carbon from the atmosphere, fundamentally changing the climate. So not only did all the food, we have all the food, and it contributed to your population growth. Water, right? Clothes, 90% of the clothes produced today come from the native, as far as the cotton today comes from the native cotton plant to the Americas. So we got food, water, clothes more than anyone on the planet, right? And we got the oldest forest also. So I'm showing you how we did this and what this does, what this is all about. Now, but not only we did that, but the climate comes from here also, as I'm showing you here. The climate. Everything comes from here. It says right here, scientists discovered the oldest forest in an abandoned quarry in Cairo, New York, not Africa. So how, if the oldest forest on the planet is in Africa, the oldest forest on the planet is in Cairo, New York, how is Cairo in Africa older? Showing you that they took the name Cairo from here. It's obvious. Very obvious. By the way, Egypt don't even have no coal today. I'm going to get into it right now. Cairo, New York. The 385 million year old rocks contain the fossilized woody roots of dozens. Remember the dozens of trees, ancient trees. This find marks the turning point in Earth's history. When trees evolved these roots, they help pull the carbon dioxide, CO2, from the air and lock it away, radically shifting the planet's climate and leading to the atmosphere we know today. Now, right, Port City?
5 minutes.
Right? Look, the trees that grew few tens of millions of years after the Cairo forest have also had a direct impact on the modern day climate, right? Barry has previously written about how the fossil remains of these forests formed the coal that fueled the Industrial Revolution in Europe and North America and Africa. There's some of the Jones right there. Now, it says right here, None of the trees in the old forest reproduce using multicellular seeds, the researchers wrote. Instead, produce offspring using single cell spores. There are 3 types of trees in the ancient forest, and there are those trees. Now, right here. But those scientists also said it is surprising to see plants which are previously thought to have had mutually exclusive habitat preferences growing together. Now it shows you right there, my friend, that there ain't no way in the world. Those right there, that's had to be planted there. If they have mutually exclusive habitat preferences, that means one tree grows in a warm climate, a hot climate, and the other tree grows in a cold climate. And then the other tree they don't know much about when you look at the study, right? But now they see them growing together here. It's surprising to see that. So it shows a deliberate act of the milpa planting system. And when you see that this system created the coal, the same thing what the Egyptians showed, they asked them where they from, they showed them a piece of coal. That show you when Egypt don't got no coal today. 70% of your coal today comes from here, my mans. Period. That is during the Devonian period. Here it is. Black was made from the soot of coal, significant to the Egyptian name, Kemet, or the Black Land. This is your problem. You don't know what you're talking about. You following 6 genome sequence people around the planet. This is your problem. This right here. Black was made from soot or charcoal. And signified Egyptian ancient name, Kemet, or Black Land. And it's silt-fed soil around the Nile. Now, let's get something straight. The Nile River is 30 million years old. The Mississippi River is 70 to 80 million years old. It's 50 million years old, older than the Nile River. Black was used to donate the underworld and Osiris. You got to know this is a spiritual teaching. This ain't just no, look, they said Sudan was a forest, but no, it is not. Look, it was not. Look, where's Egypt get his coal from? Look. What? You're the Blacklands? Hilarious. This is why you don't follow 6 genome sequence around the planet, listening to what they say. You see this right here, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see it? Look, Egypt, coal production, 0. 0 coal production. Look, look, why? Because they lack good quality timber. Look, Egypt lacks good quality timber. Look, good quality timber right there. Look, they don't got no timber. They ain't got no timber there. Look how coal's formed. Coal's formed. Coal is fossil fuel, and fuel that comes from the remains of prehistoric plants and animals. The formation of coal occurs over millions of years. You see that? So if you don't have coal in Africa or in Egypt, you ain't Kemet.
Time is up. So I think that those were very good rounds, and I think that it calls for a third round. What do you guys say?
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
let's do that.
Be up and let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, it's gone. I hear you speaking, Earth. I hear you.
Let's go.
Bro.
I mean, let's go, man. Let's go, bro. Yeah.
Right. I got you. The trees and the rivers and shit. I got you. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do a continuation of my slides real quick. Thank y'all for hanging in there. Make sure I hit these likes up for me and Earth. Support us both because we are both in the building. Let me share my screen real quick again. No, that's not what I want. I want the entire screen. And I'm gonna go right back to my slides, family. Okay, so let's talk about ice ages and the peopling of America. Earth talked about rivers, valleys. He talked about coal. We talked about everything about human activity in America. If this is supposed to be the motherland, show us bodies, homie. What you're looking at is an image of an ice age, right? Ice age that covered most of the northern part of America, the North American end. You had two thick-ass ice sheets going on that prevented the peopling of America. While the world was all cold and frozen, right? We had life thriving in Africa, family. Like I said, the oldest human artifact that was pulled was 3.3 million years old. I'm sorry, oldest stone tool, correction. So you have to show me some type of stone tools or artifacts that's over here that's at least past that date, and none of that pseudo stuff, okay? This is the brother that discovered the oldest stone tool on the planet. His name is Sammy. Look him up. These particular artifacts are 700,000 years older than Oldowan, right? Now we're talking about stone tools. The reason why I'm talking about stone tools because that lets us know that there's some type of human presence or human activity, right? So right here, and we're outside of Africa now, we look at giant hand axes, right? And point to prehistoric humans' strength and skill. We have other artifacts that are old coming out of other places outside of Africa, but not in America, right? Now let's talk about the Acheulean period, because these are Acheulean artifacts that I'm showing you, ladies and gentlemen, right? Acheulean relating to or denoting the main lower Paleolithic culture in Europe, preceding the Mousterian, right? It says represented by hand axes industries and dated to 1.5 million years ago up until 150,000 years ago, right? Now, these are all the tools that you will see. That's what they call these particular stone tools, Acheulean, right? Where do we find all of those particular stone tools recovered? All over Africa, you find stone tools like that, right? Acheulean stone tools dating between 150 and 1.5 million years ago. You don't see America highlighted in here, family, because you didn't have any human activity in America at that time, or you would see it. This is main fossils of Homo sapiens, right? All over the damn world. What you don't see highlighted is America. We have we have Homo sapiens all over the world. That's going back to 450,000 years ago, right? We don't have that activity over here in America. Right here, you're looking at another stone tool, right? This is a stone tool. This particular tool has to be broken down a certain way, right? In order to make this sharp enough to cut any type of hunting and gathering materials that you might be collecting, right? You can find this at the Met Museum. This is dated 300 to 100,000 BC. This was not recovered in America. All of these Acheulean stone tools that you see here are older than anything that you will find in America. These Acheulean stone tools are 700 to 200,000 BC. This is human presence, some type of human activity, because they had to take these particular flints and break them down to create these patterns that you see here, okay? Another biface commonly referred to as a hand axe. This is the first hand axe that humans were using in the Paleolithic. All of these you can find at the Met Museum, right? I took a picture of this one myself. This is in the Met Museum, number 32 and 33. Look at that. These are flake tools in the middle of the Paleolithic. These are dating 900,000 to 35,000 BC. You can't find me anything like that over here in America, can you? Now let's look at his claims, yo. It says, you got to know the dirt, right? Earth claims 500 million year old presence in America, but he lacks archaeological evidence. We have a site in Paisley Cave DNA, a site that they found human poop that dates back 14,000 years ago. That's it. We have Folsom Points found in Mexico, dated 12,000 years ago. That's it. Nothing older than that. We have Buttermilk Creek, Texas, dated 15,000 years ago. Nothing older than that. We have Galt Site in Texas, stone tools 13,000 years ago. Nothing older than that. We have a site in Florida. Thank you, ma'am. Page in Larison, Florida. This is Page Larson, Florida. I sorry about that, right? But this is dated 14,500 years ago. We have let's talk about South America, right? Monte Verde, South America. You don't have any human evidence that dates back past 15,000 years ago. Maybe in Virginia, we have stone tools that are dated in Cat's Hill, Virginia, that are dated 18,000 years ago. You have to show us stone tools that are older than this over here in the Americas. If you expect everybody that's listening to believe you, to believe that there was some type of human presence or human activity, you got to show bodies. You have to show evidence. And all you doing is showing us that you can't see the trees past the forest, because that's all you're showing us right now. Now let's look at this image right here. This is all of the flint tools that has been recovered. This map encompasses all of the Clovis varying points. These are Clovis tools, flint tools. That's why they call us Flintstones. Do you remember the Flintstones? Meet the Flintstones? But these are all of the Flintstones. They don't go past, what, 13,000 years ago. That's it, because you don't have a presence that dominates America like that before this time. These are all of the stone tools that they've recovered in North America. That's a whole lot, family, a whole lot. But they don't go back like these do. They don't go back to that 3,500 BC though. You're not going to see that. This says 13,000 years ago. Now, what do we have? We have a discovered remains of the Kennewick man, right? 13,000 years ago. I'm showing you bodies. You ain't showing us no bodies. Kennewick man skeletal find may revolutionize the continent's history. So I'm showing you bodies. I'm not showing you no lakes, no valleys, no rivers, no trees, and no forests. These are bodies. Let's look at the Jordans, right? These are shoes, man. Why you ain't pull this out, bro? This is exploring North America's first people, right? Oregon's Great Basin holds some of the oldest archaeological finds in North America, including the world's oldest known footwear. In 1938, Oregon archaeologist Luther recovered a fiber sandals. Y'all was rocking these sandals. Why you ain't say nothing about these 10,000-year-old sandals? Because you don't have anything that dates back that. And you can show us some microorganisms. I'm sure you got that in your back pocket, right? You're gonna show us these are actual shoes that are dated 10,000 years old here in America, but you don't find nothing else that older than that. Here's another article from the Public Med site. You can look this up right here. It says late Upper Paleolithic occupation in Cooper's Ferry, Idaho, 16,000 years. That's too young. We need something older than this in America. We need stone tools. We need some type of presence here early. Look at the genetic evidence, right? This book right here, Origins of the Genetic History in the Americas, right here. It says the genetics sometimes use, these are haplogroups we're talking about, sometimes use A, B, C, and D, X as shorthand for these haplogroups, reflecting a period of time when approaches for determining haplogroups could not distinguish between subhaplogroups. A2A, A2B, all mitochondrial lineages commonly found in populations before the Arctic Circle share common ancestry between 18,000 and 15,000 years ago. This matches up with all of the artifacts that I just showed you. This matches up. The genetics that I'm showing you matches up with the stone tools that I just showed you. This close arrangement suggests that they were all present in the initial founders of the population, right? Mitochondrial lineages within Siberian and Native American populations show their ancestral populations became isolated from each other between 25,000 and 18,000 years ago. So this particular North American group got isolated from Siberia for 25,000 years, and then they peopled the United States of America. And that's why you don't see any stone tools that go back that far in America. Let's go further. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You're talking about food in Africa. Let's talk about the African baobab tree. This tree right here, the magnificent baobab tree, is an iconic African, is an icon of African continent, with bark and fruit offering over 300 life-sustaining uses. So the whole notion that we didn't eat over there, we didn't have no food, we have what you call the tree of life.
5 minutes.
Thank you, sis. They literally call this tree the tree of life, right? Predating humankind. This prehistoric species is over 200 million years ago. European explorers claim that trees could live up to 5,000 years, but carbon dating indicates they may live up to 3,000 years, right? Known to reach up to 100 feet tall with a circumference to match these trees are enormous, providing shelter, food, and water for various life forms. Indigenous Africans, savanna people, have long centered their communities around these monumental trees. So what you talking about? We eating freaking highly nutritious food over here in Africa, bro, from the baobab tree. Look it up. What else we doing over here in Africa? Early roasting of vegetables 170,000 years ago? God damn. I thought we ain't had no food and shit. Can you show us any food over here? Any of that? You're not showing us any evidence of humans' presence over there, right? Humans was roasting vegetables, nigga, in Africa. What you talking? That's your little 6 genome thing. We can get on that later. But again, you have to show us a lineage of human existence in Earth that goes past, like, show me a Homo erectus over here. Show me a Homo florensis, Homo Neanderthal, any of those, because those predate, and you're not gonna find any of that. Only thing you find over here is modern humans, family. That's it. And let's go back to this real quick. If I got 5 minutes, everybody know this the 5 genome, whatever you be talking, right? Where did you get this from? You got this from this page right here. This is the article, family. It don't say nothing about being a special 6 genome. This is, everybody look at this. Haplotype resolves diverse human genomes and integrated analysis of structural variation. Doesn't say nothing about what he's saying. Right here. Here's the map. Right here. This was a study by Pacific Biosciences of California. All they did was sequence DNA. Right? It says, starting from the global panel, human diversity at the top, we discover structural variation from fully phased diploid genomes assembled middle, resulting a comprehensive catalog of sequence and context resolved variants. This facilitates the integrative analysis and identification of new association between variants and molecular phenotypes. SOS, South Asian, admixture, American, African. This is basically just showing you gene variation, not showing that you're better than anybody else because of some genome. Africans possess a highly diverse amount of genetic diversity. That's why when African Americans take a DNA test, you're going to see Congo, you're going to see West Africa, you're going to see Senegal, you're going to see an amalgamation of all types of African places. So this is cap. I'm just letting y'all know so y'all can see it and pull the article for yourself. They don't say nothing about no 916 genome and all of that crazy shit. None of that. So I'm just going to slow down. I'm going to park my car real nice and slow. I don't want to scratch the paint. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all heard all that.
Okay, Port, you're yielding your time, the rest of your time?
Yeah, I'm good. That's all. I just wanted to get the final little push out.
It looked like you crashed your car on the side of the road and you need a ride.
I'm about to drive by you. You're going to have to catch you an Uber. I ain't going to lie to you. You want bones? You want bones? You should have never asked me for bones. Because while you scientists act like you don't know, you covering this stuff up is what you doing, because you driving the motherlands. And I'm going to show you a little bit about the motherlands in a sec. Here we go. When can we get my time? Let me get my presentation. And when just start my time when my first John starts, please. You're doing a great job, by the way. Thank you. I know Port City ain't appreciating you, but I do. I appreciate you. Hear me? You hear me? Hoodoo Butterfly. I appreciate you. Hear me?
Port is good. Port is
All
good.
right. I'm just saying. I know he ain't. Bang! Let's go here. Can you hear this? Mound builders.
Yes.
Y'all seeing that? Put a 1 in the chat if you're seeing that. Giants, not one, giants in West Virginia, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you can deny 1 or 2 of them. You can deny 1 or 2 of them. Right? But you can't deny that. Now, let's get into this document really quickly. This is the map of all the giant sites in North America, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see right here, it says over 1,000 accounts of 7 foot or taller skeletons have been reportedly been unearthed from ancient burial sites in over 200-year period in North America. Newspaper accounts, towns and counties, historians, letters, scientific journals, diaries, photos, Smithsonian ethology reports have carefully documented this. But now they ain't talking about it no more, right? These skeletons have been reported from coast to coast. And strange anatomic anomalies such as double row teeth, jawbones so large as to fit over the face of the finder, elongated skulls like the Maya, documented in virtually every state. Now look closely at this map, ladies and gentlemen. Like I was saying in this video, you see that map, you see the dry areas where they don't find any giants. And this is a map of where they find the giants. The Smithsonian scientists down here at the bottom identify at least 17 skeletons stood over 7 feet. Look, right here, man. It's right there. Now, when you look at that map, you need to have water and food. It's in the little bare parts in here, don't you? Now, that is a map of all the freshwater springs on North America. And you can see that it is identical. It is damn near identical. That is a real-time Find a Spring. You can go to Find a Spring right now and go to your local spring in your local town and just put your town in, and it'll send you right to your local spring where you could fill up your water. Also have 1,600 hot springs. Africa, you don't have nothing like that. You don't have, they ain't find a whole bunch of giants over there because you don't have that, boss. Now, do you see that? You can deny that. And look, you see that? You see that? Look, watch. Look at the water systems. Look at the water system. And look, it's identical. Hello. It's identical. Now, let's get into the other receipt for you real quick. Let's get into this other receipt right here. Boom. Come on. I'm on your top, brother. Let's go. Southern workmen discover bones of a prehistoric band who fell in battle. Dispatch to Chicago Examiner. Winninboro, Louisiana. Skeletons of a race of giants who averaged 12 feet. Look. Indications of the frightful ferocity with
Look, they finding giants everywhere. Look,
prehistoric giant who stumbled and was caught by a lava flow from Mount Lawson has again given rise to question: was California inhabited by human beings millions of years ago?
now you see that. Let me start that back. Let me start that back over so y'all can hear the whole thing.
The skeleton near
right here
surface at Jackson.
Let me help you out. Let me help you out, buddy.
Sacramento, October 28th. The recent discovery of the skeleton near MacArthur, Shasta County, believed to be that of a prehistoric giant who stumbled and was caught by a lava flow from Mount Lawson, has again given rise to question: was California inhabited by human beings millions of years ago? The answer of the scientists to this question, as far as preliminary investigations go, is yes. The Great Valley of California, geologists have found apparently exists much as the present time, since man's earliest known appearance on Earth.
Excuse me?
Climate, flora, fauna seem to have retained their essential elements for hundreds of thousands of years. And so far as the physical environment is concerned, mankind could have lived in California in his most remote antiquity. This is the belief of W. Egbert Schinsk and Elmer J.
There it
Dawson
is.
on the basis of archaeological excavation during the last 50 years around Stockton.
Bust your ass every time, buddy.
By the late James A. Burr, for many years, superintendent of Stockton schools.
Baby. Now let's get into these, man. You see all these receipts, man. I ain't gonna hit you with all those. Hold on, my bad. I ain't gonna hit you. Well, let me hold up. I digress, man. I gotta get to you these receipts real quick. My bad. That's me in Mexico. When we was in Mexico, I'm gonna show you some stuff though. Now, let's get into it. This is why I show you on that map. This is why they don't find no water. This is why. Look, there go that map, right, of North America. You see that? This that map of North America, and you see it matched up with the giants perfectly. Because like I said, you need to look, these people over there monkeying around looking for bones. If you want to look for someone's origin, you need to trace where the plentiful food and water supply is. That's where the most people are going to be. Period. And you heard the scientist just said that it's existed like that for way past when these monkey people been monkeying around in Africa, and past these people, this stuff that Port City is talking about, or anybody else. This is Asia. This is Asia. Now they found a couple giants in some giants in Asia, and they found a few in Europe, but they didn't barely find none. And look, why didn't they find any in Africa, ladies and gentlemen? Why did they find maybe a couple? You see, in one burial site, there was 49 in one burial site. They digging through the mounds and finding giants, straight up. But now it's a hoax, and it's debunked, and it's what happened right there? Because you could try to debunk the giants or whatever, but he just talked about the geology of California right in front of your face. Now you don't have no water systems, Africa. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. You ain't got no food, no water. That's why you can't be coming. Nothing can be coming from over there, boss. Like I said. Let's get into it, my man. Let's get into it. Like I just showed you, that's Africa. Look, North America. This is why the giants come from over here. We don't descend from no monkey bones. At one point, I showed you the giants planted that ancient forest, and then right after that you have the Carboniferous period. During the Carboniferous period, it's the oxygen levels on this planet is at 35%, opposed to today's oxygen level, which is 21%, which would make everything bigger. That's a fact. You got to trace this. If you're a giant, you need food and water, or you're going over Africa, you will go extinct, period. That's why you find in bones and you don't find no Homo erectus and all that over here, because we got thriving civilizations. Look, the Americas have more than 250,000 rivers coursing more than 3 million miles and serving as integral trade routes, borders, passageways, sewers, and sinks. That means that we was taking dumps, taking a shit in a sewer river. We was washing our dishes in a whole nother river. Some of them was just passageways where we could just move through easy. Borders out of a fun fact about North America, there's only 5 states in North America that don't have rivers as borders, right? And there were trade routes so we can get up and down the John. That's why the Mississippi River flows backwards, because our ancient giants, our ancient ancestors tapped into the springs, and they kept it. That's how they made it flow backwards. They tapped in and they connected the ancient springs together and made that happen. We created these rivers. Now let's keep going. South America. 3 important river basins right here. It has 2.7 square miles of river, making it the largest watershed on the planet. So not only do we have 250,000 on top, but that on the bottom. Africa, here you go, Africa. Let's get to Africa. This is why don't nothing come out of Africa. You got 67 rivers. You have 67. We have 250,000 and the biggest watershed on the planet. Canada has another 8,500. And then Alaska has a whole nother water system, and they're all connected. This is all our lands, buddy. It's all connected, and the islands. We ain't even get to that yet either. Now, you have 6,800 miles of river. We have over 6 million just in North and South America alone. Look, here's Canada right here. You don't even match up with Canada. You're not over 100 rivers, buddy. You're not over 100 rivers out of the food. How could you ever have these thinking about giants over there? Never. A giant could never be living over there. Look, the Americans contributed few food animals to the world leaders, but the American food, plant foods revolutionized the European, African, and Asian diet. Maize, Indian corn. American native astonished Europeans by the height of his stalks and the size of his grains. Cultivation of the crop spread to every continent, increasing the food supply on every continent and contributing to the runaway increase on Africa and population that characterizes the last 500 years of human history. The sweet potato became a staple in West Africa, where it was introduced by slave traders. Yams, superficially similar to sweet potatoes, were already established there. Beans, squash, pumpkins, peppers, strawberries. There was a European strawberry, but it was inferior to the American. Vanilla, chocolate, wild rice, and tomatoes all are American natives, unknown to Europe, Africa, and Asia before 1492. So how was you eating good? Matter of fact, out of 640 food crops grown in Africa today, 600 of them are native to the Americas. By the way, the number 1 cash crop in Africa today is cassava, and cassava is native to here, South America. I know you love your fufu, but that don't come from there. That don't come from there. Straight up, there's the population boom for everybody that want to know. There's the population boom for you. Look how it spiked when they got our stuff to where it is. Now they talking about population control. Look, and your babies was sick. Look, the percentage of children born in London who died before the age of 5 decreased from 74.5% in 1730 to 1749 to 31.8% in 1810 to 1829. That shows you that we're the most healthiest people on the planet. Look, after the 1400s, populations grew steadily. One reason was the crops, the food, and then your babies start getting healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, that symbolizes that we had more people. That symbolizes that we had more people on these lands right here. Why would you need to get fed if you the mother? And it shows you that you couldn't even get your babies to live past 5 years old. 74.5%. Look, died before
30 seconds.
They died before 5 years old, before you got our food. It shows you we're the healthiest people on the planet, and we're able to do these migrations around the planet. They are bony. You are as bony as fuck. Talking about you civilized somebody. You ain't got no strength to migrate no goddamn where. Period. Or the water. I'm an ox, yo. I'm a whole different breed. I'm a whole different breed of this is a spiritual knowledge that people's not even, and I showed you your bones. There's your bones. There's your bones, buddy.
I got a question.
There are your bones.
Can I ask you a question? What's the date on those giants? I'm just curious. What's the date?
So let's be clear, because it said they found a fossilized skeleton. Was any of your monkey bones?
What's the date?
Am I allowed to have a sentence loose?
You have been. This is fair.
Okay, you asked the question. Let me answer it. And I'm going to tell you. It said that the bones were fossilized. They found a fossilized skeleton of a giant, my man, and many giants. Some of them were petrified. Some of them, it's stone. Some of them, they turned into stone. They've been there so long. And did you see what they said? He was found underneath a lava rock. Do you see, boss? We ain't monkeying around no more, my man.
I hear you. So if I pull that article up,
you lost.
Yeah, okay.
I was waiting to pull that out on you. Just waiting to pull that out on you.
Let's pause. Let's the audience decide who wins.
You play the pause game. You see, they playing pause games and everything. Like, I'm dead serious up here. I'm literally just destroyed you right there. You
never told me how old
no answer for this.
You didn't tell me how old those giants were, and you said you can't.
Okay, well look. Okay, but hold on. Let's be clear. Let's be clear, because in that John, right? They always say everything, just like I said, Cholula, they said, oh, it's 1500 or 2500. They don't have no Akashic record to reach to any of this. So when they looked at these bones, right, they seen the fossilized skeleton, they said it's 1500 years old, but it's fossilized. So if it's fossilized, it takes at least 10,000 years for something to become fossilized. So that's a whole look. Your monkey bones, you just monkeying around, and you up here dancing around like Montel Jordan's.
Is this the giant you're talking about? Is this the giant?
That ain't no giant.
This is from the same article that you pulled up.
Whoa. That's not from no say. I showed you 49 giant. I showed you.
No, homie. This is what you talk. So this is supposed to be us right here?
Hold on. Slow down. I showed you a whole map. I showed you a map of thousands, of hundreds of thousands of giants. I didn't show you just one giant. I showed you the proof that they've been found from coast to coast. What do you mean? You're showing here's an article. Here's an article. I showed you that. Where's okay, show me the map. Where's the map then?
Right there.
Where? Okay.
This is the same map right here.
Okay, that's one giant. That's one giant.
No. Let's go back and read what this shit say.
Read it.
Say what you just said.
Read it.
Right?
Okay.
So this map right here, it says, oh, okay, they do find giants. I asked you specifically how old are these giants? I never denied giants, and we got to figure out the definition of what a giant is. Anybody can be over 8 feet tall and considered a giant. But I'm looking for a date. Time out. I'm looking for a date. Let's look for a date. Does it say on here how old these damn giants are? That's the point. What's the point? What's the old? How it says right here. Recent radiation, recent radio. You haven't read this shit because it said
I read this whole thing. I read the whole thing.
No, you didn't. Because you would have read this right here.
All right, keep going, man.
This part
keep
right
going,
here,
bro.
homie.
Keep going. Keep going.
This right here says recent radio.
Zoom it in so we can see it. Zoom it in.
Yeah, I am. Can you see that?
There we go. So we can learn. Can we learn too? Everybody can learn.
Right. This is a great serpent mound. Is about 1,370 feet long. Prehistoric effigy mound located near Pebbles. That has been thoroughly researched. Right. Who has written extensively about it. And this is only 31. This is the only date that we have. This is too young. And are you saying that we are giants? Are you saying that we are descendants of giants?
Yes.
Okay, so these are your ancestors, not mine, homie. That's
yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. You no, because you look like one of them hominids. You look like a hominid.
Nah, that's you. That's so.
You look like a hominid in the face.
Oh, hold on. Let's go back. It says this was a hoax. Get the fuck out of here. This was a hoax. You know that, right? It says the same.
Man, look, whatever. Look. That's look.
A hoax.
That one's on, but you can't see exactly. Yeah, I know.
Look at that. So that's a hoax. You hear that? Man. You see that right there? So you're saying we descend from these people right here? These are our ancestors, y'all.
It's a hoax. But I showed the water systems, and I showed that where they find those giants is directly on the water systems. The correlation of that map makes those two things absolutely facts, my man. You could try to throw all this magical stuff around all you want, but everybody just seen everything what I just showed.
Mr. Speaks,
it's a fact. It's a fact that so they didn't find the giants coast to coast then? It doesn't say that in that same source.
This is a hoax. You're saying we are descendants from people that look just like this, bro, and we're not.
They found them in the mount. Okay, all right. I'm not going to talk while you're talking. I don't like to do the talk while you're talking. I'm gonna let you. So are you going to talk and then I'm going to talk, or what? How's that going to go?
I'll let you talk. I just wanted to go over the.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead. Because your people want to hear you talk.
To show the family your source. That's all.
No, well, I'm gonna keep going. I'll keep going, and I'll show the source, and I'll show the dates and all that. Right now, look. You want to go back to it?
Source for you. I showed you. Didn't show a date. You just said we got giants over here in America.
Hold on.
How old are the giants? And you couldn't give us a date. I went on your source to pick out that date.
Exactly. See, you don't want. You just want to keep talking, man.
It's clear.
Well, do you want to allow Port to have 2 minutes and you have 2 minutes?
Well, I need a. I'll give him 5 minutes, and then I'll take 5 minutes or something because we're gonna need more than 2 minutes. I need more than 2 minutes. I'm gonna have to pull up a receipt and everything. I got all the receipts. I have every receipt, man. I just slapped the shit out you with the Giants, dog. I slapped the shit out you with a whole giant map. Slapped the shit out you.
Connecting with us. I hear you. And your smacks are weak, bro. Because if that
first of all, hold on, let's slow down. No. Wait a minute. Because I'm gonna show the rest of that receipt because it says that that existed back to the Pliocene age, which is I'll pull it up. I got it. I have it. It's on that same document I showed you. You want to see it? I'll drop it. Because I have the date right there. It's on that same thing. It said it dates back. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you right now. Calm down. We got time. You act like you get ready to die right now or something. Chill out. I'm going to give you the document. It says it goes back to Pliocene age, and that's 2.5 million years ago, boss. It shuts your whole face up. So let's get back to it. Let me just shut you down. Let me shut you down because you ain't been watching, buddy.
You talking about I get all my stuff from Gustus Leplezon. I didn't bring up Gustus Leplezon one time. All this stuff right here is my theories. I ain't even get into the Olmec heads or none of that. I'll slap the shit out you with all of that shit. I could get into all that. I could prove the
So do you
Olmec are from here.
want 5 minutes for a response then? You said 5 minutes? Because we don't want to go too
Seriously,
long.
go. Why you got to cut me off while I'm talking? That's what I'm saying. You got an agent up here, Hoodoo Butterfly. Don't turn yourself into the agent on me.
I asked Port the same thing, and we can't just keep going. So that's why I asked. I'm not.
We ain't going. I had a rebuttal, and I'm pulling up the receipt. I'm trying not to just be quiet while I'm pulling up the receipt, and I'm literally have my clicker on the share button.
Right, and I'm not rushing you. That's why I said, do you want 5 minutes for your receipt?
Here? Yeah, here we go. Yes, here's my receipt. Here go. Let me get to my receipt first. Let me get to my receipt. Because everybody want to see that receipt I just put up again. I'm gonna let it run through. Can I get the whole time this runs through so everybody can see the whole thing? Can we get that?
Go run it. Run it. It's you, man. Run it.
Southern world discovered bones of a prehistoric band who fell in battle. Dispatched to Chicago Examiner. Winningboro, Louisiana. Skeletons of a race of giants who averaged 12 feet in height were found today by workmen engaged upon a drainage project at Corvell, near here. There are several score, at least, of the skeletons, and they lie in various positions. It is believed that they were unalived in a prehistory that the bodies laid where they fell until covered with an alluvial deposit due to the flooding of the Mississippi
Which
River.
been there longer than the Nile.
So far, there has been no scientific examination of the bones, but a number of them were brought here, and it seems there is little doubt of the accuracy of the measurements. Many of the bones are broken, and several of the skulls are fractured and crushed, giving indications of the frightful ferocity with which the giants must have met.
There's your bones.
Their demise. The discovery of these bones is the second most important archaeological discovery reported recently in this section of the South. A few days ago, a skeleton of a giant whale was found close to the surface at Jackson, Mississippi. Sacramento, October 28th. The recent discovery of the skeleton near MacArthur, Shasta County, believed to be that of a prehistoric giant who stumbled and was caught by a lava flow from Mount Lawson, has again given rise to question: was California inhabited by human beings millions of years ago? The answer of the scientists to this question, as far as preliminary investigations go,
is yes.
The Great
Then
Valley
they covered it up.
of California, geologists have found apparently exist much as the present time, since man's earliest known appearance on Earth. Climate, flora, fauna seem to have retained their essential elements for hundreds of thousands of years. And so far as the physical environment is concerned, mankind could have lived in California in his most remote antiquity. This is the belief of W. Egbert Schinsk and Elmer J. Dawson on the basis of archaeological excavation during the last 50 years around Stockton and Lodi by the late James A. Burr, for many years superintendent of Stockton schools, by Dr. Philip Mills on behalf of the University of California, by Dawson himself. The Shasta County skeleton was discovered 12 feet under lava rock, being excavated by a steam shovel.
Come on now.
The skull was well preserved, as well as several of the large bones. It is believed that the man was overtaken by the great lava flow that once spread over Modoc County.
There we go.
And into Oregon.
Been there forever.
Although this is far north of the Great Central Valley, geological data has shown that the area offered suitable habitat for man since the earliest Paleocene age. Since this is true.
Since this is true.
Of cynic.
So let me just shut your whole face up. That's what I do when I come around. When I come around, I shut you down. That's what I do. No, look, so when's the Pliocene? Can you pull that up for the people? Since you got your computer right there on deck, why don't you go ahead and pull that up for the people? When's the Pliocene age? Go ahead and tell them. Go ahead and tell them. Go ahead and tell them. Go ahead and tell them, Port City. Go ahead and tell them. Tell them.
You gonna let me talk or you just gonna be yelling?
Man, nah, stop monkeying around in Africa with that bullshit.
What's up with the monkey bones? I didn't show you no monkey bones. I showed you the difference between a chimpanzee and a human skull. You didn't hear nothing.
I just showed you a difference between a chimpanzee and a guy.
You are pulling up.
You a chimpanzee, man.
It takes one to know one, bro. It really takes a chimpanzee to know one.
I descend from the pyramid builders. That's a fact. You already know you don't want me pulling up my haplogroup right now. You don't want me doing that. You already seen me do that. You already seen that it's a fact. You don't want me to pull up that I'm the R1 haplogroup. You don't want me pulling that up. Right. So we can stay away from that this time.
Their source, they can read that article. It's all good.
That's why I know this stuff. That's why I descend from this. That's why I know all of this.
Response time is up. If you want to take your 5 minutes, you can, Port.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just go back to the article and then we can wrap it up after that. Because you ain't showed the article, and I'm gonna show it. A lot of these were hoax. All right, family. Let me see real quick. I'm gonna just share his source. That's what you do. You just go to his source. I'm gonna go to your source. You pulled it. Where we at? So again, these are the giants that he's talking about, family, or some of them. A lot of these are hoaxes, family. All right. And let's just say we do have 7-8 foot giants walking around, right? Let's just say it could be true, right? How old are they? None of these damn giants on here predates any of the collection of human activity that you find in Africa and outside of Africa, in Eurasia. You dig what I'm saying? This is the site. I'll show you. It is what it is. You showed us one damn, hold on, man. You showed us one artifact. But let's look real quick. You have Native American descent from ancient Montana boy right here. This is DNA connecting early Americans. We got a date, 12,700 years ago, right? We have pre-Clovis occupation, 14,000 years ago. These are actual scientific studies, none of that pseudo shit. You can look at the abstract and it'll tell you the early peopling of Americas right here. Clovis occupation, 14,550 years ago, right? What else we got? We got an upper Paleolithic occupation in Cooper's Ferry, Idaho, 16,000 years ago. This is what you need to be showing people. If you're gonna try to put bodies over here, you need to show some type of scientific study that says such, right? Cooper's Ferry, what else we got? We got Clovis age, Western stemmed projectile points, and human, what did it say? Coprolites at Parsley's Cave. Again, only between 12,000 and 14,000 years ago. You have to show us something with better continuity of life, right? All of this stuff. The earliest that you're gonna find any modern humans is around between the 14 and 18,000 period. Pre-Clovis human DNA found in 13. I'm sorry. Let me read that again. Pre-Clovis human DNA found in 14,300-year-old feces. This is poop. They got poop that's about 14,000 years old. Human DNA now. Don't get it twisted. DNA from dried human poop, pretty much. This is an Oregon cave. It's the oldest found in the New World, dating 14,000. You don't even, your poop ain't even that old over here. We got shit in Africa literally older than this, homie. So the suggestion that y'all did everything over here, I don't get it. The discovery at Buttermilk Creek indicates Texas' first inhabitants survived earlier than thought. But what's the date? Texas, now you can go to Texas A&M and look at this shit, right? The real people that know the dirt. You dig what I'm saying? Texas A&M archaeologists found spear points at Buttermilk Creek. Site dates back to about, 12,000 years ago, about 2,000 years before Clovis. That's all you're going to find, people. And I've been looking. I've been trying to find it, but I can't. Monte Verde, our earliest evidence of human living. We're talking about human. He showed us the dirt. He showed us skeletons that weren't that old. I'm looking for bodies, yo. Show me the bodies, son. And you can't do that. Bodies or some type of human activity. This is as an ice age site. This one's 15,000 years ago, right here. South America now. We ain't digging nothing out of the ground that's older than that over here. Buttermilk Creek again, right here in Texas, right? 15,000 years ago. It ain't old enough, man. Like, I don't understand your case because you don't have anything to support it. Ancient DNA links Native Americans with Europeans. This is the connection about 15,000 years ago when the ice age broke and when you had the first people of those early Americans coming through. This is a scientific study that anybody can look up. This ain't no monkey bones, yo. It's not. And to suggest that's just weird to me. Let's go again real quick so we know the difference between what a monkey bone is and what it's not. Because they like to think they were monkeys and all of this other shit right here. The difference is this right here, the CP3 horning complex, right? It refers to the arrangement of the upper canine. I'm done? Am I done?
Yeah, that's time.
Okay, but yeah, I just want to, this is the difference real quick, yo. That's a monkey, chimpanzee on the left. A human is on the right. So Australopithecus, the 3.5 bones.
Yeah.
The canine is going to be human-like. So that's like, don't come at me with no monkey business.
Can I rebuttal? Can I rebuttal for just a real quick second? Now we see why they call you. You just brought up shit. Literally. Now we know why they call you Port Shitty.
Oh, so now we're name calling.
You literally went over there. You following white folks around in piles of dookie and monkey bones.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't got no scholarship. You talk shit.
My bad. I just know I showed you that they went back to the Paleocene age. So what say you about that, Port City? Because you clearly seen in that one map. Okay, let's go. Okay, because I just seen in your thing. Can I ask you a couple questions then? Can you share your screen again? And I want to see where the sea saved during marine isotope stage 6. Can you show us the grubs and the shellfish that we evolved on? Can you show me? Show me, because I just seen it pass. I seen it in your receipt. So go ahead and get that from me, please. Can you get me that? He said
it supports what I'm telling you. It supports
that we
use that source.
What? No, hold on. So you're saying that we evolved in 72,000 years while, let's be clear, while, like I just showed you, California is plenty good how it looks like California today, and out of 640 food crops grown in Africa today, 600 of them are native to here, meaning we're eating better and are thriving better than anyone around the world. Then I just showed you that that's been like that from from, because you only showed North America, and it was frozen in Canada and half of North America, not California, not South America, and we are all connected, boss. And that's what you ain't telling nobody. You're trying to wipe it away, and say pseudo. Oh, it's all pseudo. So can you bring that document up for us, please? Because while this happening and y'all are eating shellfish, we have a hyper dominant rainforest right over here in South America, if we want to go, and California, as I just showed you and proved to you by scientists who ran the University of California for 50 years. I just showed you it. So, of course, you're literally monkeying around still in piles of shit and monkey bones.
Right.
So can you show us how those monkeys...
First of all, that pile of shit was found over here in America, just so we're clear.
Doesn't matter. Right? Doesn't matter. I don't need to look in a pile of shit.
Don't talk shit.
I don't need to look in a pile of dump. I don't need to look in a pile of dump.
Okay, let's get back to the source right here. This article right here, because you pulled this and I got this from you. It says between 195,000 years ago to 123,000 years ago, the planet was locked in an ice age, marine isotope 6, rendering much of the African continent cool and arid, unsuitable for plants, animals, and Homo sapiens. Hold the fuck down.
All right, allow him to respond before you do all of that, so we can all hear.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read this shit. It says the cave today known as you can all look this up, PP13B near Mossel Bay, South Africa. Sheltered humans between 164 and 35,000 years ago. Why? Because we were under an ice age. It'll tell you in that article right here. It says the southern coast of Africa would have been one of the few spots where humans could survive during the climate crisis because it harbored an abundance of shellfish and mammal and edible plants. So in here, it's telling you that you had shellfish type food. You had marine biology that they
can you show the shellfish? Show the shellfish and grubs.
Listen, hold on. Let me finish, brother. Now it's telling you from your source that the only goddamn place on the planet that humans could survive during the let me finish, bro. During the ice age, because remember, we're going back to the ice age. This shit was frozen. So the only place that North America was an ice cap, bro.
You see California? You see California and you see South America?
Earth, you gotta let him finish. If you're gonna ask a question, you gotta let him finish the answer.
He's going on and on. He's going on and on.
But hang on, time out. I'll let you get yours. But look, man, this was locked the fuck up. You have two types of ice that covered, right? People, if they were traveling, they would have traveled along the coast. And that's why you see fucking artifacts here, bro, that only date back 18,000 years in Oregon. So what is you saying? I don't understand.
Can I respond now? Because you just gave him a whole 5 minutes to do a whole soliloquy. And he wouldn't bring up the where's the shellfish? Show the shellfish. Show the shellfish, dude.
I don't have an image of that right now because
all right then. So you ain't even fully prepared to even bring. Hold up, stay on them maps. Go back to those maps. Go back to those maps. Yeah, go back to that map. That map. I want to see that map. Now, stay there. Now, yes. Now, as you can see here, this map is only showing you the top of North America, where Canada is frozen. You can see California, most of North America. We still have all our rivers. We still have the Mississippi River. We still have Mexico. We still have all of South America and the islands. Meanwhile, you are in a little small area, and we have the Amazon rainforest, which is 55 over. This is what they just know about the Amazon rainforest is 55 million years old. 55 million years old. So while you're over there monkeying around with monkey bones and grubs and shellfish, like we evolved from Curious George, this is what they're saying, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying that we evolved from Curious George into pyramid building species of people from shellfish and grubs during a marine isotope age in Africa, while most of North America and California exist as how it still does today. We still have all our fruits and vegetables. We still everything. So now we're not worrying about they act like the marine isotope is a big problem for us. If we have all the fruits and vegetables, all the water systems, we're the healthiest people on the planet. We don't need to go and travel up through that way. There's boats in South America. We can go boating out all over the place. We've been doing that before anyone was around, boss. Nothing comes out of Africa like I just showed you. It's unequivocal that nothing starts in Africa. Even your own map shows it. Even your own map shows that damn near the whole North America during that age is still. But if you look at that ice age, you see Asia isn't safe. Europe isn't safe, and most of Africa ain't safe, but most of North America is, and in South America, Mexico, our whole zone is good because we're the only lands that exist comfortably in both sides of the hemisphere. That means when it freezes up top, we just walk down to the bottom. We don't sustain no casualties, none of that, boss.
Okay, I hear you, but you fail to show us any remains in South America that are older than 20,000 years ago. You did not do that. You failed to show us any stone tools that is older than 20,000 years ago. I showed you a collection of evidence from archeological evidence and all that stuff. But I want to wrap it up with the debate, and let's go take some questions from the audience.
Absolutely.
And we can do that. You want to do that?
Yep.
And I'll let Hoodoo, you can take a question or two and we can wrap it up.
All right, drop your questions.
I think we both got our point across, so that's what's up.
Yeah, that was pretty good, man. At least you brought some receipts because none of these other people have no receipts on nothing. But your receipts just don't match up. They just don't match up to my powerful. My thing is powerful.
Powerful.
John, powerful.
Man, I had to cool you off, man. You came in hot. I had to throw water on all that. I had to throw a little water on
that. Too powerful, man. When it comes to this realm right here, I'm the highest intelligence on the plane.
Indigenous Love says, what was the hammer in Texas?
Hold up.
That's a great question. Ask them about that. Because you was asking about tools and they found the hammer that is millions of years old.
Let me pull that again. Hang on, y'all. I gotta find it. What was the hammer found in Texas? Let me see. I was pulling up so much stuff. I gotta go back and find it. Give me a minute.
Everything's older here, buddy. Everything's older. The forest here is older. The forest here is older. The Mississippi's older than the Nile. Everything. We have the top 2 oldest forests on the planet. Everything's here. Everything here is older. Period. Stronger, faster, bigger.
Question next, Sutek.
Shit.
Talk to them about that hammer that they found in Texas. Talk to them about that. See how old that is.
Let me see what this thing says. Hang on.
Yeah, pull that up. Oh man, damn.
Did it say hammer?
It's a hammer, and that thing's millions of years old, boss.
Hold on. You talking about my source?
No, not your source.
Oh, yours. You got the hammer. Is that what you said?
I don't have it. I don't have that document with me. I didn't bring that. But that hammer predates any of these things that you're talking about, that she's talking about, indigenous love.
Hold on. Was that question to me or you?
To you. She talking to you because she already know that I'm literally on the bean with everything I said. I took you back 385 million years. You're the one still monkeying around in Africa.
Stop capping.
You're still over there doing the pop like you over there doing the pop like Montel Jordan over there looking like Montel Jordan in Africa with the monkeys, man.
I hear you. Let me pull up what I do have in Texas.
Hammer. Hammer time. Now you ain't got to pull up, but she was just asking the question. You don't have nothing in Texas. You don't have nothing.
I showed you what I got. I got artifacts, assembled artifacts that only date between 13 and 15,000 years ago. I can pull that right back up for you, no sweat. You dig what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
But
they don't date back to past the Paleocene age. So now that you said I have to prove past these documents, I have done that successfully. Now, you have to prove that we were in Africa past 2.6 million years ago, past the Paleocene age. You got to prove that now, because I showed you that it's been like that here forever. It wasn't like that in Africa, and you ain't have no water systems, no food or nothing, and all the water systems and everything's here. So how is everything older is here? So why would you be looking for an older thing in Africa? Because you know why? Because you don't supposed to be looking for bones to trace someone's origin. They got you thinking that you're supposed to look for bones when you're looking for someone's origin, but you need to date the landmass itself. You need to date the landmass. And if you can't do that, what's the next question? Why is the oldest writing in Africa? It's not. It's not. The mother and the father of the Manding languages is the Olmec. You want to see that? I'll show you. I have that document. It's not. The Olmec are not from Africa. They're from the Americas. That's a fact. And they're recognized today. The Olmec are recognized today as the Shi-Amaru. It's a fact. It's the tribe that kicked out. That's why they don't. That's why they want to. They have these people up here talking about you're African, because they don't want you kicking out the mayor and the police stations, and they don't want you kicking out the governor of the towns when you find the patents here. And that's what the Shi-Amaru, who are historically known as the Olmec, and I have those documents with me today too, if you want me to pull that up. Now, that's the tribe that took over that area in California, kicked the judges, the mayor, the governor, and everybody else out, and now are recognized by the United Nations. Period.
So you didn't explain what like why is the can you show us the writing system in
no, I can show you. I can show you that the I can show you that the
I don't think you answered.
Okay, but you all right? Well, do you want me to pull up the joint, because I can show you that the Olmec are the mother and the father of the Manding languages, coming from the root word mend. And mend, the Mend languages, starts at the beginning, like when a baby starts crying, like ba, ka, ra, your chakra sounds. That's the Olmec. I can show you how they started the writing and everything. I can show it to you from the landmass right now.
Show us the writing system that predates anything in Africa.
I can show you where the writing systems come from in Africa.
The question was, you ain't showing us.
I'm gonna show it to you. I can show you where the X, the letter X. Okay, the letter X, right? Can't even have words without that joint, right? X and I, the word X and I. That's the real name of the Tutushi. That's the Olmec's real name. So
okay, let me get it straight. So
I can show it to you right now. The origin of that letter.
I got you. So the origin of X is in America.
Comes from the landmass. Comes from the landmass. Yes.
I'm gonna have to call bullshit on that. I just showed you.
Okay, let me show. Okay. Okay, well, let me show it. Let me show it then. Let me show it then.
That predates. Show me.
Bullshit.
Show me that X.
So how long do I get? Man,
for this one, man. I mean, I ain't trying to go all night.
I'm gonna show you the Olmec faces. Nah, I'm gonna show you the Olmec faces. I'm gonna show you the whole thing.
Show me the X. Hold on. I'm gonna keep it simple. Show me the X and show me how it predates any X.
I'm gonna show you. I don't want to be interrupted though, because people need to learn what's going on with the John. That's why. At the end of the day.
Okay, so before you start then, so I don't interrupt you, I'll just, with these questions, we'll just keep it at the 5-minute mark. If you go, less, then just let me know and I'll stop it. That way we won't have to keep asking how much time. And then for the people that have questions, can you put at Port or at Earth so that we know who you're asking it to, or if you're asking it to both, put that. That might help it go a little smoother.
I got you. Where are we going, to the Olmec stuff?
Yeah, you're gonna show us the oldest X on the planet. Like apparently the Olmecs
I
were the
got you.
first.
I got you. Yes, I'll show you. Okay, I'll show it to you. Now, hold on. I gotta look. This is the Olmec art. Okay, how do we know this is Olmec art? Because you can see the X here. The X. We know this is a fact that this is Olmec, and they always say that these ain't the same people. But why do you see a bag in this man's hand? Same as the Sumerians. Now, you also see the plumed serpent. Shows that these people are the same people as the Maya or anybody else. They want to always put a label on you so they can try to hide you. You see what I'm saying? They don't want you. They don't want you to know. You know. But let's keep going. Look, you see it right there. I'm going to keep showing it to you. I'm going to show you. Don't worry about it. You just seen it right there, but I'm going to show you. Now, the Olmec are known as the children of the weird jaguar, as you can see here. The Olmec, the children of the weird jaguar. And as you can see here, you can see right there, it's the turned down mouth symbolizing the student of the Olmec art. And you can see here, the X in the eye in his face, right there, boss. You see that X in that eye? And this is why, buddy. Yes, you ain't ready for this knowledge. That's what I'm saying. You're not ready for this right here, boss. You also see it here. And this Olmec statue. You see the downturned mouth, turned down mouth like that, symboling the student of the Olmec art and the pharaoh. Here, you see the X in his chest, don't ya? See the X right here in his belt also. Now, by the way, they call themselves the children of the weird jaguar. Jaguars are native to North America, evolved in North America, and were hunted to where they are today, which is North and South America, ladies and gentlemen. Now, here, this is the Olmec colossal head. But they always talk about the helmets, but they never show you this. As you can see here, the deliberate X in his face. You see, this is why white people don't supposed to be teaching us our history, because they don't have no Akashic record to reach back to this. You see that? They did this in many different things. I'll show you. They did like contortionists and stuff like that had the Olmec Joan like that, right? But we ain't going to get into all that. But what I'll show you is they call themselves the children of the weird jaguar, and this is why. You can see here the downturned mouth right here, and you can see the X in his mouth and nose, and you can see the contours of his face make the X just like the Olmec statue. And why did they do that? Earth speaks. Because the earth speaks. That's why. The earth speaks. It's the same shape of where they come from, boss. The X, I, right there in your face. Jordan shoots and he scores. That is the origin of the X, my friend. Now, what say you, Port City?
Good deal, man. Okay, so that's where we got the X from.
That's where the origin and the X and the I come from. Yes.
Wow. I think you know, I find that kind of strange. Real quick.
Wow.
Let me share my screen.
Wow.
Real quick. Since we're talking about X's and stuff.
Wow.
Let me talk to, man. Don't be talking over me now.
Wow. Wow.
When Port starts, you got to mute up with the wows.
I'm gonna just go real quick back to this X right here. Y'all see this X? This is a close-up of the hieroglyph, or the Kemet, right? Whenever you go to the Luxor temple complex, you'll see X's all over that predate the whole Mayan civilization. Like, I don't understand how you can sit up here and tell everybody on a live that the X symbol comes from America when I'm here in Africa pointing at that shit right there. Now, this is the temple complex of Ramses, and I believe this temple predates the Mayan civilization by thousands of years. So they was using this X symbol as part of the name of Kemet. The X, like you see in X-Men, it symbolizes crossroads. So that's just letting you know whenever you see an X like that in Kemet, because you saw it in Kemet first before the Americas. That's what that means. So I gotta call BS on that, because you find these symbols first in Africa, nowhere else. Like it came from Africa, homie. Like, if you want to go there with the whole X thing, I just want to point that out. But this particular X means crossroads. You got the Kim. All of this right here tells you it says Kemet. Here's a better picture of it right there. This is the illustration, and this is me actually in Kemet. And this X is older than the X that Earth just showed y'all. Real quick, that X is older. So my X is older than your X. So I'm gonna X you out. All right, you get X'd out. That's it, man. I think it's a wrap. It is a rizzy wrap. I yield my time. I only got a time for, I think, a couple more questions, Joe, from the audience, though. And let's do maybe two more questions, or whatever, maybe one more or two, and then we can wrap it up. Nice debate. Like I said, I think we both got our points across. I got my point across. You got your point across. And I'll meet you at the crossroads. Get it? With the X. So yeah, Port, if there were no people in America who built the pyramids that are stacked up. Yeah, there were no people in America prior to 18,000 years ago. But you do have people in America 5,000 years ago. You have records of that. You have pyramid construction, 2,000-3,000 years ago. I forgot the dates, but you don't see that stuff prior to 18. You don't see any human occupation here in Americas prior to 18,000 years ago on a massive level. So yes, you had phenomenal pyramid builders in the Americas. Some of the greatest pyramids are in the Americas. I'm not knocking that at all. But when you say that these people predate human civilization, that's where you come up wrong. So people initially started people in America, I think around between 18,000 years ago. Initially, when the corridor in between those two ice sheets started to melt, and you might have had a coastal migration, and that's the argument of today. How did people come into
That's
America?
when they started migrating into America, when white people started migrating in America. Our origins predate their origins by millions of years. You keep attaching your origins to white people's origins. I just showed you. You lost this debate, my man. You lost miserably.
Yeah.
You lost.
Okay, how about this? Hit a 1 in the chat if you think Port won this debate. Hit a 2 in the chat if you think Earth won this debate. I'm gonna leave.
Everybody knows I won. You lost.
Everybody know.
You lost.
There's one more question for Earth too. As soon as you're done answering this question.
You lost.
Yeah. So I'm not denying that there were people over here that built pyramids, but what I'm saying is the discussion was human origins and stuff, and the human origin.
And I showed you. And I showed it. My receipt predated anything you brought up.
I doubt it very seriously. People will watch everybody.
I brought it up twice.
Hey, hold up, time out. Everybody hit the like button. We got 160 people in here. They come out to see both me and Earth speak. So I would appreciate if you guys hit that like button, whether you.
Why are you asking me that? Why are they asking? This is no. They said it says ask Earth. It says ask Earth if he has any sources from experts in the field that says we evolved from monkeys or any other. No, I'm not. I don't. That's not my theory. That's you got to talk to Port City over that. I don't say we descend from no monkeys.
I never said that shit either, and Darwin never said it either. So
yes, he did.
No, he didn't. He said his book is titled "The Origin of Species," where he went to the Galapagos Islands and he studied different species of turtles, and he realized that certain turtles look different in certain areas over there, bro. That's what that whole shit was about. He never said we come from monkeys. Never.
That's the whole Darwin theory that we evolved.
No, it's
we
not.
Evolved from Curious George into a human being.
It's about natural selection, survival of the fittest.
That ain't my topic, man. Natural selection. That's a whole. That's stupid. That's a white supremacist talking point. It's a white supremacist talking point. Yes, it is. Natural selection. Get out my. That's horrible, man. That's horrible. That's what created genocide on this planet, natural selection laws.
We're talking about the theory of evolution, and you said he said something about monkeys. I'm telling you, if you read the book Origin of Species by Charles Darwin, he does not make any references to humans being monkeys.
Oh, God. Okay, man. Yeah, I think
you don't say that. And apparently you didn't read his book. And
you lost the debate. Obviously, you lost this debate.
Apparently, the audience is telling you that you lost the debate, bro. That's what the audience.
How did I lose the debate? You don't see no.
You ain't bring enough heat.
You don't see no bunch of ones. What did you bring? You brought yourself pointing at an X and was like, "This is where the origin of X comes from." Like,
yeah, you said it was over here, and I proved you wrong.
Yo, man, there's a power greater than yourself on the planet, greater than all these philosophers talking about some monkey bones coming out of Africa. We survived eating shellfish.
Ain't nobody talking about no damn monkey bone. I never showed you monkey bones. I showed you the difference between what a monkey bone is and what a human bone is.
You lost, Port City.
Brother, thank you for debating. I think we both got our points to cross. We'll see each other on these TikTok streets, and I'm still gonna come at you with this shit.
Come on, man. This is too easy for me.
For debate. I hear you. But peace out, man. Did you get a chance to share all of this on your YouTube and shit?
I didn't get a chance to share it on my YouTube, but
just go to your go to your what do you call it, StreamYard, and you just run it, man. Just run the whole jaunt again, and don't say shit. Just be on mute and let everybody see it. You know what I'm saying? That way that you can run a continuous live, like just do the whole live again. Because we went in for about 2.5 hours. So I mean that's a good debate. So
yeah, that's cool. All right, good. All right, man. I appreciate you. Peace to the guys. Hey, before I go, can I say I want to say no matter what side you fall on, right? The what I showed earlier is a very important spiritual planting system that I showed you earlier. Now we have the solar eclipse coming, and we're gonna have a mass offering fruits and flowers, because on these lands that's what we did. We did offerings of fruits and flowers to the planet and universe, the sun. That's just what we did. We didn't do like blood sacrifices like they do today, but communion and all that shit. So I would appreciate it if everybody after 12, in between 12 and 5 p.m. On the 14th, October 14th, if you could get your fruits and flowers offering off, that would be great, because you're going to incarnate some light beings to the plane, and we desperately need that. So that's it. And I want to pay divine honors to the universe, divine honors to the sun, divine honors to our ancestors, and divine honors to our beautiful planet. Thank you for everybody that came, and peace to the gods and the goddess of this universe.
Peace, brother. Peace, brother. Woo! Damn, I see a lot of ones in the chat. What a debate, yo. Hey, y'all gotta watch the replay. like I see a lot of ones. I appreciate the support, family. And even with the Earth Speaks family that came over here, I saw the globes and shit. Y'all came in deep, yo. So good debate. I hope you're ready for Suden, because you say you're gonna debate him tomorrow. How you gonna do? You gonna be limping. You got to wrap up in bandages and shit after the night, bro. You leaking right now. He didn't show us any bodies over here that date past a certain time period. That's why I wanted to kind of show you guys everything that they did have. If you look at the replay, you'll see, and you can judge for yourself. Everything that I put up there, you can look at and pull up the article yourself and see for yourself, family. Shout out to Hoodoo Butterfly for making this happen. I could not do it without her. She helped regulate the time, and that's what we need in these debates. Sometimes the testosterone gets a little boiling, and brothers can't speak, and we yelling and we cussing and stuff, and we might need a sister or two to come in here to balance that testosterone out. So shout out to Hoodoo Butterfly for managing the time accordingly. All right, family. So we might have a little debate at the party. I don't know, but I'm gonna close this joint up and get with the homies and shit, and we gonna do a victory lap. Shout out to the fucking syndicate. We are the pseudo assassins, and they lost one of their highest ranking members tonight. All right, I did not come to play, and we went in 3 rounds. I didn't know it was gonna go into 3 rounds, but it got real nice in there. And I give it to the brother for bringing up on something, you know, but it's pseudo. If you look at the definitions of what pseudo is, you'll see that. So with that being said, I thank all you guys that came in. Please hit the like button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe, like, and follow. If you like African centered consciousness thought, me and the good brothers at the Adjustment Syndicate always come out here. We do presentations and all that stuff. And shout out to Earth Speaks and his crew for coming in here and shaking the house. I see you down there, sister. This is one of Earth's biggest supporters down here and all that. So shout out to you, and thank y'all for coming in here and not burning up my crib, not eating up all my food and shit. All right. But Hoodoo, are you still there? Can you hear me, sister? I think she might.
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just wrap it up. Hey, thank you so much, sis. Again, I wanted to let you know in front of everybody that we could not do this without you. We need a timekeeper. This is just let you know that we need somebody to hold the clock.
Yeah, no problem. I love how the debate went nice and smooth, and everybody was able to speak. So no problem, anytime.
Facts. I see a lot of ones in the chat, y'all. So thank you for your support, yo. Y'all gonna catch me in the TikTok streets. Shout out to the syndicate. If I think Suden probably gonna be on live right now, and I'm gonna go back into the TikTok land. But y'all make sure y'all follow us again over here, because we do other, like, we don't debate all the time. Most of the time we do presentations, but every now and then somebody wants to come up and try to go against the team, and we welcome those debates. And as long as it can be scholastic and we can go have a good even exchange without like going at each other's neck all the time and name calling and shit like that. It's cool to, you know, throw a jab in here, but like, let's get back to the books and stuff. All right. So Hoodoo, thank you again. I'm gonna close the show out. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button before you roll out, and subscribe if you haven't. Shout out to Patah. Shout out to everybody that came in here. I see you guys in the chat. And I'm gonna go ahead and close this thing out. Again, man, Hoodoo Butterfly was beautiful on the time, man. She got that thing regulated, and that's what we really need. All right, and I see the ones in the chat. Again, shout out to Earth Peoples. I seen them in here. They like I saw a bunch of fucking spinning globes. I was like, oh shit, Earth is speaking tonight. But I hope you guys can watch the replay. Make sure you follow him, and he's gonna record it on his joint. He wanted to show this live on his, and unfortunately we couldn't do that. But I'm gonna close out with some close out music. I hope you like this groove. We're gonna skate to one song only, and just keep it like.
With your relaxation, enjoy some cool vibration.
I didn't think I'd live this long to see a nigga dance for a piece of chicken. I turned on my TV set and saw Hammer dancing for some goddamn popcorn chicken. That's a goddamn shame. Some pop. What is it gonna be next week? Watermelon chicken? Is this nigga's mama still alive? He could go to his grandmother's house to get a free piece of chicken better than that popcorn shit. For fucking popcorn chicken. That a bitch? He don't need the money. Hammer's on everything. I opened up my Snap, Crackle, and Pop, and he jumped out. Hammer time. It's a damn shame. He's on everything. I had to pull out my license, make sure he wasn't on that. He's on everything. Well, what white man had the nerve to go talk to MC Hammer? Ham, look. We've got a great commercial idea. We're gonna, since chicken's popcorn chicken, I want you to do that sort of nigger ghetto move when we give you the cue. We're gonna throw the chicken in the air. You'll catch it with those big nigger lips of yours. We know you won't miss. And just to make you feel comfortable, you can bring your little nigger friends with the loud outfits and the heavy pompadour, little Richard little hairdos. It's gonna be lots of money for you niggers, so don't worry about it. Some very strange shit for a piece of fucking chicken. If somebody would come in and say, Paul, what you do, a commercial now, you're gonna dance some chicken, I'd stab somebody. I'd be on hard copy.
Comedians on hard copy, he stabbed 2 producers because they wanted him to dance for a piece of chicken. We'll be back after this commercial.
You can bet it won't be a chicken commercial. But Hammer's little ignorant ass. Yes. For a piece of chicken. Yes. Does this mean I can build a bigger house, boss? No, I'm being real. Fuck that. I'm just trying to be real. It's just a late in the day. Fuck the bullshit. I'm not going for the bullshit no more. No. It's late in the day. The bullshit ain't necessary no more. Call it, call everybody. Fuck the bullshit. Niggas gonna dance for chicken, they gotta be called on it. Can't hold your head up high and you dancing for a piece of fucking chicken. No, the real white, that white man's like, this white man's giving that like, look, well, this nigga is sort of bright. Clever. Smarter than the average runaway.
Whites can help us, but they can't join us. There can be no black-white unity until there is first some black unity. We cannot think of being acceptable to others until we have first proven acceptable to ourselves. Concerning nonviolence, it is criminal to teach a man not to defend himself when he is the constant victim of brutal attack. There are problems in the community. Some of those examples of those problems are the vices that destroy the moral fiber in our community. Drunkenness, drug addiction, prostitution, organized crime that robs the Negro community of probably 90% of its economic potential and moral potential. One of my reasons for going out on the limb as I have is to try and make white people be shocked, awake to some of their senses, because if they don't awake, they're going to find out that this little Negro that they thought was passive has become a roaring, uncontrollable lion right at their doorstep, not at their doorstep, inside their house, in their bed, in their kitchen, in their attic, in their basement. And if you know that in time, you can do something about it.